Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to True Internationals SAGA, that is the South Asia Grand Arena. And right now, you're witnessing the playoff stage going at the SAGA saga. This is the lower bracket semifinals. The verge of elimination is here. No more chances to any of the team who are into the lower bracket. And the match is between Team India, which is getting represented by Team Shakrishan, versus Team Bangladesh, and this is their second representative, that is We Are Bot, who will be representing their country, and they will be playing for their pride, for the name of the country, and maybe we're gonna see a Bangladesh versus Bangladesh match if We Are Bot managed to win this game against Team India's Sacrishine, because that in this lower bracket finals, it is Team Vintage Victory waiting for the winner from the lower bracket semifinals to come up and to take off a proper BO3 session, so that the win will take them into the grand finale. It's your boy Asties into the casting desk, and with me is none other than my brother Wons will be joining me. Hello Wons, how are you? And are you feeling excited? Because this is one of the biggest match of the night, and if I will say something, it is We Are Bot, the only team who managed to defeat Sacrishine, and the team who was unbeatable from Nepal, Team Larry, got knocked out by Sacrishine. So do you think today the deja vu will be happening, or it will be the redemption arc coming out soon for the side of Sacrishine?
Sacred Shrine, yesterday they did face off a sweep when they were playing against Bangladesh as well, which was, vintage victory. So today they are going to be facing off against Bangladesh once again, but this time it's going to be a different team. It's going to be We Are Bots. But talking about, Sacred Shrine, they are a pretty strong team, and they did manage to, knock out one of the strongest team as well. But they were knockout as well. So I feel like talking about game, either anyone can win, because it also depends on the server. Because we already know, behind the scene there is a lot of issues of players, and the server is always there, and it's pretty common, especially in a international tournament where you're fighting off against each other from different nations. So there will be clashes between the server, and you'll definitely most probably face a lot of ping issues as well. But we are trying our best as well, to solve these, to find a stable ping for both of them, for both of the nations actually. And we're trying our best to make it fair and square as well. It's not like there's any biasness with any team, any nation. It's just basically the issue with the thing, and it can get pretty tricky as well for for the management to find a proper stable server. So even the players, they should understand that, as well as the viewers. So I would definitely say that it all comes down to the execution, the draft, as well as the server.
Yeah, let's do one thing once. Tomorrow we will wear a black band in our wrist, and we'll appeal to Vista and Munton to actually make a server for our South Asia countries to actually play the competitive scene a little bit easily. And also, if not that, then you can please bring out that time reverse option in our tournament lobby as well, so that if anything mishap happening, then we just reverse it, and we will goes back to the safer zone, and then again restart the game. But let's do that thing after the game only. But currently the game, let's talk about it. We Are Bot, the only team in the group A who managed to defeat Shakrishan, and Team Shakrishan got defeated by another Bangladesh team, that is Vintage Victory, yesterday. So these are the two Bangladesh teams once who managed to defeat Team India's top team Shakrishan. So is there any proper proper gameplay style from Bangladesh, which is making Sacrishine not so comfy around them, or what is happening? Why Sacrishine is losing out to the two Bangladesh team, one in the group stage, another one into the playoffs? What is happening to them? Are they not that much reliable against those Bangladesh giants, or Bangladesh giants are so pro into the game?
Talking about Sacred Shrine, right, Ash? Yesterday we did cast their game, and we did see that, Sacred Shrine, they were kinda, I would say, underestimating, because we did see that, Kia, the jungler, from Vintage Victory, he got his hands on his Lancelot twice in a row. And Secret Shrine, they did not respect his Lancelot. They did not ban it out. And I feel like, that lack of for his hero, the other members of Bangladesh as well, cause the downfall of Sacred Shrine, because we already know how dangerous Kia is on his Lancelot, and most of the teams, whenever they're facing against they always stand it out. They always go for their favorite ban, which is the Lancelot against these teams. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, Sacred Shrine, they were overlooking the fact that there is a very, very high skill Lancelot player. They were like underestimating it. They thought that maybe they could deal with it, but yeah, ultimately they couldn't. And we did Kia on his Lancelot. He was big menace, and yeah, it was him actually. In the first game that carried the game, and in the late game, actually in the second game it was Kia as well. In the late game, was a bit of a hindrance, and yeah, so I would
Yeah.
highly suggest that
Hmm.
people trying to be a little bit more humble, and yeah, to watch out for those kind of heroes as well from the teams, and respect their main hero.
You know what I believe? It is Sakrishine who really loves to play into the lower bracket. It was maybe their strategy to goes into the lower bracket and having a little bit more practice and warming up their hand before the finals. Because today, Onyx Paradox will be sitting quietly, watching out the games easily. That is, who is coming against them. But Team Sakrishine will be grinding today. So do the team we are bought. Vintage Victory, they'll be playing the second game, that is the lower bracket semifinals. Sorry, lower bracket finals. So it's more like these three teams will be really engaged into the gameplay, and there is a day off for Onyx Paradox. So we do see this thing a lot of times in the pro scene as well, that so many teams loves to go into the lower bracket to actually play in a comfy role and then come back into the final stage and give a like that revenge, take a revenge onto the team who make them into the lower bracket, or you can say. But today, it is not the Onyx Paradox who make SS Sakrishine into the lower bracket stage. It is Team Vintage Victory. They're sitting out there in the lower bracket finals. So if you want to take the revenge, you need to win We Are Bought fast. So it's more like, Bangladesh walls are standing together, and you need to put out the first wall, that is We Are Bought, and then you will have to face a second wall to reach out to the finals, that is another Bangladesh wall, that is Vintage Victory, and then only you can make your journey into the grand finale. And the 9 out of 9 streak, which is right now going for SS Sakrishine in the tournaments of India, will be converted into 10 out of 10 streak if only they will beat Onyx Paradox in a BO5 series in the grand finale. But we are not picky about it, we are not sure about it, because Team Vintage Victory so far played so well yesterday. That was a upset, you can say, in the upper bracket finals, but doesn't matter. They have another chance into the lower bracket finals. They can easily make through it. So do the We Are Bought, and both the teams already defeated as Sakrishine in the previous matches when they face up with each other. So they know the strategies, they know the rotation, they know the gameplay style from Sakrishine. So I believe they will again do the same thing. But I believe the same at the same time, I believe that Sakrishine also prepared how to take on these two teams as well.
Yeah, they definitely need to be prepared for today, because today the stakes are really high. And yeah, yesterday they did lose off in the lower brackets. That was the first elimination. Now is the second, and this is going to be the stakes are really high, because if any one of these night, they are they're gonna, I would say, they're gonna get eliminated by the other team. So yeah, both of these teams, they really have to put out their best if they want to go back into the upper bracket and face off against Vintage Victory. But yeah, talking about team, so which is Bangladesh and India, Sacred Shrine and We Are Bought. I feel like Bangladesh can actually adapt to India's meta, because even though
Mm.
they're from different nations, they're like neighboring countries, and there's
Yeah.
similarities as well in the meta. And so I think because of that, they are able to understand Sacred Shrine, they're able to read them, and yeah, because of that, they're able to beat Sacred Shrine, because it is mostly these Bangladeshi teams who are giving Sacred Shrine a hard time. And yeah, we did see Sacred Shrine losing off against these
I
teams.
mean, once as a as a citizen of India, and you are from a state which is sharing the border with Bangladesh, so do my state as well, Odisha. So we know the thing, like we do play with Bangladesh players a lot of times in the ranks. If you remember, like mostly in the morning time, if you will play, you will get get your competition with them only. I mean, so many Bangladesh players just comes up and play against me as well. If you have seen this thing, if you have faced this thing, have you or not?
Yeah, definitely, because yeah,
Yeah.
we my place like in Northeast, I feel like most of the players when we play, we mostly play in the West Bengal server, and because of that,
Mm.
face off against a lot of
Bangladesh.
Bangladeshi players as well. So because
Yeah.
we were kind of similar in the draft and the meta, because of that,
Mm.
we are able to counter each other and just outdraft one another in a lot of
Mm.
scenarios.
Yeah. And is that the main reason they are so much adapted to the meta? But the meta shift, let's talk about it. The meta shift, the recent patch being updated by Vista Games,
Yeah,
and it is suggesting us a lot of things being changed into the patch. That is the Kimmy's nerf, Sicilian coming back into the scene, Clint getting the buff as well, and Irithel coming into the scene so far. Not only
yeah,
that, into the jungle we are having new junglers arising. That is the Suyu getting the
yeah,
buff, getting the early game to the mid game and mid to late game jungle clearance. So do the damage spike and the Nolan coming in as well. A lot of changes happen to Nolan, Martis, and Amon. Everything is currently coming in, and this might be the thing which can be applied or accumulated by each one of the team. And
yeah,
if I'm not wrong, then it might be Sacrishine who can test it out something just like the last day. But you need to test it out with a proper, confidence, because last time they went for the Balman pick and it doesn't work. And again, the second match, even though the match was going so well against Witness Victory, but then
yeah,
it was Kia's Lance, which gave a lot of trouble to the side of Sacrishine. So tonight, the redemption night for Sacrishine, they need to pull out 2 games if they really want to be in the finals. And
yeah.
Team We Are Bot, so do they have to do the same thing, but they need to play with their own team. And it will be the first game at SAGA in which we're going to see a nation playing with their own nation, if I'm not wrong once.
Yeah.
If We Are Bot getting qualified into the lower bracket finals, then only.
Yeah, indeed. And yeah, as you've already mentioned, that the gonna win this is gonna go and face off against Vintage Victory in the upper bracket. So we can see anything here. It will possibly we are bots versus Vintage Victory, but nonetheless, though the game has not started yet, and we are still waiting out for the for the players to resolve their issues as well, because yeah, we do have to maintain that that server
Fair play.
stability
Fair
as well.
play.
We're just
Yeah.
waiting that if the viewers are wondering why it's taking so much time. Yeah, today yeah.
Okay. And then I need to ask production that will we take a short break or come back soon after the 5 minutes, or we need to, continue? Short break time, guys.
don't call him Super M again. Super M is
Yeah, we are back into the scene, guys. There was a little bit, like a server test was been conducted by the side of our organizers, so that we'll have a fair play in this low bracket semifinals. Because we are having different countries, different nations playing with each other, so we will have the server issues. And for limiting it, we cannot minimize it totally, but we can limit it out a little bit, so that everybody can play with a good ping. Therefore, we were trying our best to do it. If there is something happening, you can also with the technical glitches, with the technical issues, you can also, approach to our referees. They're all time there. They're always watching you guys. You can also ask them about your problem, and we will have the solution right away. And this is your boy STZ with once again coming into the True Internationals SHEA South Asia Grand Arena. And right now, this team Sakrishine from Team India versus Team We Are Bot from Bangladesh, playing out the playoffs lower bracket semi-finals. And the first ban goes into the hand of Sakrishine. It will be a Lapu Lapu once, but could be coming into the second.
Yeah, the Lapu Lapu, coming in strong with the ban. But talking about the bans, I feel it's still going to be, pretty similar to what we've had all these days. Because we did see, a lot of fighters being banned as well. But yeah, with the current patch that we have, there might be, a little bit of as well. Because, developers, they're trying to minimize the dominance of the fighters in the meta, because they've been way too dominant. Even the gold lane was dominated by the fighters. They've toned down, the fighters. So they're trying to make marksmen more goal and fighters less goal. So you definitely, especially CC and her damage. But I feel like, that nerf on the CC, especially her damage, wouldn't affect her much, because I feel like it's not her, it's not her skill damage that makes her so annoying. I think it's, the item War Axe actually, that pairs up with her skill quite perfectly, because, once she uses Yo-Yo Blitz and the Curtain Call, she can basically just go full berserk like a machine gun, and that is where she abuses the damage from the War Axe. So, they have to tone down her scaling on the item. That is when, she can be less dominant in the meta.
Yeah, of course. Well through the patch, my boy wants. And now, let's talk about the draft as well. Once this is about, Khalid and a Lapu Lapu band. This is kind of, respected towards Fate and Artorio as well. Now the third ban, if they will be banning out Ishan Shin, it might be another respect towards Ban Satoru. But no, they're going for the Xbox ban here. I don't know why, but it might be another ban for Fate, and they might go for that Esmeralda pick into the gold. Team Wearbot, they're trying for it, and to have a safer play, they ban out the options which can counter out the Esma into the gold. And the last ban coming out from the Sakrishine, they went for those two utility junglers ban, that is the Fedrin and the Baksha, the two S tier utility junglers. And the third one goes to rather than believe it might comes onto a mid laner. No, it is the Yuzong, sorry, an EXP laner, not a single mid laner, not a single jungler has been touched so far in this first banning phase. And now the picking phase coming in, Katot Kacha being open might be a good option for the side of team We Are Bot here. But no, as I told you, ban onto the Xbox, open up our mind for the Esmeralda and the Dancing Queen is here.
Yeah. I mean, when you usually ban out the Xbox, you usually go for a very tanky lineup, so it makes sense that they're opting for the Esmeralda. And man, Ash, yesterday we did, how well the Esmeralda was performing in the first and the second game played by Sacred Time's, goal laner. Fate, man, that guy was, carrying the game with his Esmeralda alone. Nonetheless, he couldn't, win the game, but then, he did take a lot of appearances in as well during statistics with his Esmeralda. So, maybe Team We Are Boss, they got inspired by that, and, they're like, yeah, you know what, let's just go for the Esmeralda, because, she's just so good, she's just so flexible. And she's just overall so great of a hero that she can be played into almost any role. So yeah, just go for the Esmeralda instead. But yeah, you can see the picks from the side of Sacred Shrine this time around. We can see that we're going for the Fusion, which is a good counter for, short range heroes like the Esmeralda. Like, the Pythis and the Tank can be quite overwhelming for them because she can fight them with the Lantern Flare. And yeah, look at this though. We have an Arlott as well. This Arlott pick is going to be very interesting because Arlott, in the current meta can be played as a goal lane as well and EXP as well. So it might be a flex pick, but nonetheless, though, Artorio once again coming in with his aggressive promo. Here comes the Hilda. Yeah, even though they ban out the Khalid, the Hilda was still open, and he's just like, you can ban out the Khalid, Hilda is still there. I'm just gonna go for the Hilda instead.
But last day it doesn't work in the two of the games. I mean, it do work onto the mid laner. He marked out the mid laner easily, but then it was not so good for the team fight combo. And so do into the late game when Team Vintage Victory managed to hold the proper play. They managed to pull it back the win there and give out a 2-0. I mean, this time you can say like it is the roaring lion who has got wounded yesterday and right now fighting for his pride, for his glory, that is Sacred Shine. And team we have bought that soaring phoenix just come back from the ashes, but yet to prove themselves by flying into the higher up limit into the sky. So lion or the phoenix, who will be taking on this game? This is the biggest thing to really question, and this will be get answered soon into the game because we're heading into the game sooner. And before that, it will be the respect with the junglers. Fanny will be taken out. So do from the side of team we are bought. They're going for the Granger ban here. They don't want to give Fate his Granger. We already have seen what Fate does with his Granger against Larry. Team Larry, he just cooked them up without getting down for a single time. Unkillable, unbeatable. Fate managed to take out the unbeatable Larry from the group stage. So I mean, this is a respect bans for the Fate. So do the upcoming ban from the side of Sacred Shine will be a Eve here. That's a good ban as well. You don't want the Eve to hinder you out, even though you have Jushin. So Eve is banned. Kimmy is open at this moment. Jushin been taken up. Is there any chance that we're gonna see a Farsa or Kimmy from the setup team we are bought? Once Kimmy is nerfed right now, Farsa might be a 80-20 option. What do you see?
Yeah,
what do you feel?
definitely. Yeah, I feel like the Farsa could be a strong pick here because the Kimmy has been toned down. Her damage, especially the basic attack, has been greatly reduced, especially in the early and mid phases of the game. So that really hurts her. But man, look at this though. Sacred Shrine coming in with their jungle card, they're exposing it, and it is gonna be none other than the Yisun Shin. Quite interesting, that we're opting for the Assassin jungle once again. I feel like, this is what the patch is forcing the players to do. Instead of going for the fighter or the tank jungle, they're taking, the patch go more to the assassin. And yeah, they have buffed a lot of assassins as well, so it totally makes sense why the players leaning towards the assassins. But nonetheless though, the Yisun Shin is not touched in the patch, so yeah, but still he's pretty decent. And yeah, overall his kit is quite good. He has even Shocker, which can be helpful in team fights and objective as well, because it can basically reveal the entire map. So it makes sense, why they're going for the Yisun Shin. But then again though, talking about the composition that Sacred Shrine they have right now, they have this usually have the Arlott, they have a Hilda. I'm kind of skeptical about the Hilda because Hilda is aggressive. She is an aggressive roamer, and she's basically going to be busy chasing the mage or the marksman. So you won't have that roam support most of the time from typical roamer that you usually get. So there's going to be a little bit of a support lagging from the roaming from the side of Sacred Shrine as well.
Yep. And now you're gonna talk about the Kimmy pick. I was saying they already went for it. So do the Han onto the Guinevere. It's more like Van loves to play with the Guinevere jungle, but this time it will be into the hand of WRB. We are bought from Bangladesh. And the last pick, it will be the mid laner. Who it could be? That is the not the millionaire, but the EXP laner from the side of Team Sakrashan. It will be the Tammuz. They're going a little bit aggressive at this point in the first match because they know, like, we need to pull out the game, otherwise we are doomed in this current scene at True Internationals SAGA, and their 9 out of 9 win streak will be broken down by someone from the international. I mean, it took international team to come and give that defeat to Sakrashan and make them into the lower bracket. Not a single team from India managed to do it, but
Yeah.
two teams from Bangladesh managed to do for I mean, one time, but this time the second time they're facing with each other, and we can see the pick-off combos from the side of Team Sakrashan ones. This is the R-Lot we are talking about from Romcom. It might be going into the hand of Fate this time though, but Romcom into that Tammuz and Ishan Chin into the hand of Van Satoro. Is Bid going for a sustain build or for like a proper damage kind of setup with the Chushin? What do you feel, Once?
I feel like Bit could definitely opt for the mage build, because if they go for the semi tank / mage build, they will lack a lot of magic damage, and we can already see that there are too many physical heroes onto the hands of Sacred Shrine, so they will definitely be needing that damage as well. Same goes for VR bot as well. They have the Kimi, they have Esmeralda, and overall they have really high magic damage as well.
Of course, of course. And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of Dawn for the game number 1 in this BO3 series at the lower bracket semi-finals between Team Sakrashan versus Team We Are Bot. Sakrashan representing India, and We Are Bot representing Team Bangladesh at this moment. And this is a elimination round. Whoever loses will be taken out from the SAGA South Asia Grand Arena. So beware of it and play safe. All the best to both the teams, and the mic is all yours. Once, but before that, a little bit skirmish, a little bit poke being done onto the two members. Art goes in for the aggressive move, went for the knockup, and Lantern Flare comes in with the violent trick to him. So far, the level 4 mark for Destroyer will be checking out Art there. Easy one comes up from the side of Team Bangladesh. They started their way in this BO3 series against SS.
Indeed, already starting up the game really heated up with the with the Guinevere there. That is a pretty good spatial migration, I would say, indeed first. But nonetheless, we can see another skirmish cooking right up onto the Turtle Soup here. Ash, it seems like there's going to be a lot of trouble for Bangladesh this time around, because they're kind of low. And man, look at the jungle. Look at the usage, but nonetheless,
yeah, Crimson Bacon open, double for Romcom. He cornered out Destroyer there. Redemption happened onto the Destroyer. Now, Lancer Flare coming in, a lesser of HP, but Arturio off-cam kill onto the Kimi, and that Skinny Elf falls down as well. Van Satoro, immune, goes inside the tier, finds the kill, and now it's just single member getting spared from the side of Team We Are Bot. 4-1 the score is. Lead onto a micro with the 3, and not only that, a macro objective has been secured in that fight so far. Onto the top side, we are actually witnessing another fight coming in. It is Fate onto the R-Lot.
Yeah, Fate onto the R-Lot indeed, but man, Sacred Shrine are so aggressive with the composition that they have right now. And they're just going full in. One Torio going in for the kill secure onto the Kimi, but man, just unable to catch it right on time with just merely a slither of HP. Red Bear Shanks makes it out alive, but nonetheless, we can see an invasion coming up from Sacred Shrine. You can see the Yuzhun being such a huge menace on the Guinevere, but look at Fate. Fate misses. Oh my goodness, that was a really good disruption from the crowd there. Misses.
Yep, that's fine.
Kind of flash.
Yeah, I mean, he was about to catch up 2 people, but that was a nice dodge comes up. But now, it's time for the second total to barge in soon into the Land of Dawn in just 30 seconds of the timeline. And before that, I believe Team Sakrashan will take up a fight. But before, look at that Starful Moon getting on to that the Moose there. He's getting a potential gank onto the bot side. 4 members are right now taking up the position to actually take out Romcom out from the map, because last time into the turtle fight it was Romcom who gave a lot of hindrance hindrances onto the way. Violet Requiem comes up with a special migration, and there you go. Romcom got caught up inside the tier and will be brutally killed by Skenial with a final blow coming in now. The lateral player with a Crimson Beacon popped up as well. A hindrance is coming in there. He just grab it up and take him down, but will not be able to do it. No, he does it there. The Kimmy falls down with Artorio going in. Destroyer goes down as well. And in the meantime, Van will be taking out a kill onto the top side. Sliver of HP. Artorio finds his way back to the safer zone, and in the meantime, the total got accumulated by the side of Team Sacrifice. What a game comes up. You went all through to the Romcom inside the tier, and now you lose out a tier, you lose out a turtle, and you lose out 3 members. One thing for all the trades. One, is it a good trade?
That was definitely a very bad trade for Bangladesh because they merely just got one guy for 3 members, a turtle and a top lane turret, but onto the bot lane, Romcom going full in with his Tamus, just such a hindrance on the Esmeralda with his 2 damage. Here comes the Violet Requiem onto Fade, and Fade falls down for overextending onto the territory of Bangladesh. This time around, it seems like Bangladesh, they're slowly losing their pace, but somehow, they're still catching a few kills here onto the bot lane. Man, that was a Purify being forced out onto the Esmeralda. That was really aggressive for Romcom to just going into the turret. You can see here Van Satru as well going in, but nonetheless, it's going to be Romcom with the backup. But oh my goodness, Ash, look at this. That is a beautiful gank, beautiful sandwich, and that is just another kill onto the hands of Bangladesh. But man, Ash, look at this. This is just an unending fight.
Shut down, killing spree. Fate goes in there. Killing spree will be happening onto it, and now Fate will be taking out a revenge on the Destroyer for taking him down there with a special migration and Violet Requiem combo onto the jungle side. And you were saying about the cross map play, bro. Who loves to show that cross map play when you can show a deja vu? My goodness, Raid Hair Shank not even got a chance to flinch into the backside. Before he can do it, he just goes down. Sacrifice with their aggressive setup are right now going head to head against Team We Are Bot, and with this, Bid will be securing a mega, and not only that, it will be the Ruby hooking down there onto Bid, and Bid will be falling down as well. As shutdown happened to him by the Destroyer, and the third turtle got appeared into the land of Dawn. Let's see who will be having it. Before that, Team Sacrifice is kind of going for a little bit invasion onto the red buff side to force out the retreat onto Destroyer. And now, where Destroyer is just neglecting out that turtle, he's not interested in it, and the third turtle goes to Van Satoro with a mark onto him as a turtle slayer.
That is a turtle slayer indeed. They got their hands on 3 turtles, and man, right now we can see the kills. We have 5 kills on board for Bangladesh. For India, the Sacred Shrine already whopping 14 kills. That is a lot of kills, and man, look at this. The Lantern Flare just basically use on the bush to just reveal out, position of Destroyer. The Destroyer, he's just having a really hard time this time around, especially against against that Fade, because Fade, he's just so hard to deal with because he has so many crowd control. On top of that, his sustain, his overall, his dashes is just way too annoying. Here comes the Tectonic Charge Ash. Look at this beautiful combo coming.
Tech Charge, special migration, shutdown happened. Double will be secured by Destroyer there, and not only that, it will be Destroyer falling down into the hand of the Bid. And onto the top side, there will be the minion flow coming in, and they might gonna grab on that tier 2 into the top, expanding their lane and expanding their zone for the top side. The mid tier is also getting vulnerable, but Kimi will be finding his way back there, and the final surge comes up. 2 people got caught into the hand. Lantern Flare coming in. The hindrances are 2 there, and it will be Ruhan falling down into the hand of Bid with the final blow coming by him with the Lantern Player. And onto the top side, another minion flow. The lane pressure is too high at this moment because of the tier falling down, the macro getting accumulated from the side of Sacrifice, and this is what the macro lead can make you down in the game early to mid phase. But another skirmish is being happening. It will be Romcom going in. Destroyer falls down, as well as we're going to see the continuous burst coming in there. The tech charge onto the 3 people. Knockup happened there. Fate goes back, but there you go. It will be the top of Moon, but no! Skinian falls down. Ruby goes in, and he will hook it up. Sliver of HP moment, but there you go. Artorio! He managed to survive. He managed to go back, and Fate will go for the final slash. Goes on to the Ruby, but he's going for a 1v1 situation at this moment, and Ruby is kind of nearer to the tier, so I don't believe he will go for the contest. But another wall will be coming out there. Tier 2 falls down. No, no, no. Immune comes up. He goes back for the safer zone, for the defense, that he might not get cut into that trap of Grok.
Indeed, indeed. And man, this time around, it seems like, they're just having a really hard time against Sacred Shrine. They're not getting their hands on any objective. Not even a single turret has been properly touched by Bangladesh, and they're just unable to get their hands on any objective, nonetheless even contest for the lot. But yeah, this is, what I like about the teams, because we did, we have witnessed a lot of times that Sacred Shrine, they do often win a lot of early to mid game fight. But in the late game, they kind of throw. But nonetheless, look at this. A beautiful set by the jungler. But nonetheless, though, Ash, look at this. Another fight here. It seems like this is just going to be an unending fight throughout the game, because we are seeing so many skirmish. There goes Romcom with his Tamus, just nearly unkillable. This guy, he is so tanky. Man, it's giving me PTSD, because in the evening, I was going up against the Tamus, and he was absolutely obliterating the entire team. Nonetheless, though, look at this. Look at the Ruby coming in with the IM of Finland and pulling the Tamus right into the turret.
Oh, he was not ready for it, but now Artorio will be falling down, as well as Fate and Vid is having the position. Latter player being used, a pull being up, and Ruhan falls down there. A shutdown happened to Ruhan at last. But onto the top side, the Lord slapped inside the inhibitor will be taken out with the help of the Holy Shield. But there you go, the special migration Violet Recum combo will be used onto Fate, but Fate will be still surviving. Inject charge comes up, 3-man knockup happened there as well. And you're gonna see that Consider's Rush coming in with a follow by the Kimmy, but there you go. He's getting targeted as well. In the meantime, we're gonna see the traction pulse comes up. We're not connecting onto anybody's Topper Moon into the hand. It will be the Esmeralda leading the way, but now getting trapped down by 3 members. He's sustaining out, he's absorbing all those damages, but he's getting a lot of damage. He's getting that Lantern Flare pull up as well, but he goes back to the defensive setup, to the separate zone, and still the Raid C is roaring there. Not a single tier has been touched yet.
Not a single tier indeed, but yeah, I feel like there's still chance for Bangladesh to actually pull up this game, because they do have the Kimmy. Yep, the Kimmy is nerfed, but she is still pretty strong. They did not nerf her to the ground, so she's still pretty strong in the meta, I would say. And yeah, they just have to wait for the itemization on both sides of these, because I feel like once they get their hands on the items, they can definitely go head to head with Sacred Shrine as well. But nonetheless, onto the top you can see Van Satru, and yeah, the goal laner from the side of Bangladesh, which is his name actually, it's Kenyel, actually. Kenyel is Kenyel. That is a little bit of a tongue slippery name, but nonetheless, though, we can see there that for now it's just gonna be Sacred Shrine who are backing off. It seems like they're taking a chill pill this time around. They are being more patient instead of instigating more fights. They're just waiting for for We Are Bots to come out and yeah, basically get baited by the Lord, because we can see that they are running around the Lord, and the Lord is going to be on in about 2 seconds here. But damn, look at Van Satru there. He's just using his immunity.
He's just poking out there. As you mentioned, the instigation onto that gamble to make themselves forced to go for the gamble onto the Lord, and they will get some handful of kills because of the goal lead, because of the level gap we're talking about. It is a 7.4k goal lead. An easy Lord, uncontested one comes up, and this time Bid will be the one securing the Lord into his hand. This is the second Lord. The level 1 Lord was easily defended by the side of team We Are Bot because of the Holy Shield, but currently, are they going to do it or not? Mounted Shocker released, as well as the boat coming in there, but it is the 3-man getting cut, and the Stopper Moon comes up. Romcom goes in with the ultimate, slowing down the 3 members. Take charge, can it comes up, but using out all those resources, baiting it out before the Lord comes in, it's not a good idea as well.
Yeah, that was a lot of resource that was being baited out before the Lord, but I feel like time the Lord makes his way onto the bot lane, they will get their skills back up. So it's just a matter of time before they get their skills. But nonetheless, though, you can see the synchronization of the lane. 3 lanes already being pressured by minions. The Lord marching down onto that, but man, look at the final slash. He'll get going in for Kimi.
As well. Killing spree comes up. Raid Hair Shines falls down. Lord coming in. They're deflecting their way, but the inhibitor falls down onto the two sides. And now they will go for the lockdown onto the base. Before that, they're trapping down there. Another final slice comes in. And in the way, we're going to see a kill onto Destroyer. Before he can barge in, before he can defend it out, he falls down there. Crimson Beacon falls up as well. They're now locking out the base there, but it will be a shutdown coming in. And it will be a shutdown onto that Grok as well. 3 members down, 4-1 coming in as well. And with this, Team Shine will be taking on the crown, will be taking on the base, and the victory goes to them with a 1-0 lead. A beautiful start for Shine in this lower bracket semi-final so far. With the aggressive setup, with the dominative statement, they managed to take on the victory. And this time, we are bot really need to think what the wrongdoings they have felt in this game, because winning out a lower bracket semi-finals first set, giving you a lot of confidence. And second game will be really, pressurized for your side, because you need to do it. It's a do or die for you. And Shine loves to play aggressive in the second game, but today we saw a different side of SS. This is the aggressive play in the very first game of the BO3 series.
Yeah, indeed, that is very true. And the stakes are going to be really high for We Are Bots right now, because this time around they have already lost the first game, and after the second game they have to pull out everything that they have in them. They have to pull out every ounce of skill in them to win this game, because if not, they are going to be eliminated by Sacred Shrine. And the stakes are just so high right now. As you already know, it's a best of 3. This is the the elimination round, so they have to just give out their best. But talking about the mistakes here, I would say that it was a little off with the draft, because we did see that Sacred Shrine, they had really good early game heroes that could carry the game. They had the Yi Sun Shin, had Fade onto the goal lane against the Ruby, and I feel like even though Fade already revealed his goal lane card, which was Arlott, they could have easily countered it, but instead of countering it, they just kind of put up a fighter versus fighter kind of a composition against Fade. And I feel like Ruby is not one of the best heroes that can go up against Arlott. Of course, she can sustain him overall in a 1v1 and manage, but when it comes to the team fight and aggression, it's the Arlott who comes in more victorious. And he mostly gets the best out of all the fights. We did see that there were so many fights that was initiated by the Arlott. Fade, man, he was just going full berserk with his Arlott. His final slashes were so on point, and at the end, did you see the way Fade was just so fixated on taking down the Kimi, because he knew that the Kimi is the main threat for them, because she is the only one with the ability for the clearance, for the Lord clearance. He just went in all out for her. He got her in the final slash. Even though the flicker was baited out, he still just used everything in him to take the Kimi down.
Just one question to you, Wands. What if without in the place of Ruby, that would have been a good like Claude or maybe Natan? Is the scenario could have been changed for Bangladesh?
It is an Arlott that we're talking about. If you're gonna put a marksman against an Arlott, it's gonna be very, very tough to go against the Arlott, because the Arlott, right off the early game, deals so much damage, and he will definitely overwhelm a marksman. I feel like they had put up against a marksman against Arlott, it wouldn't have worked. So maybe they could have went for a different kind of a fighter. But nonetheless, though, it's what it is. And, it's just these mistakes, that we learn from. So I feel like this time around, We Are Bots, they are definitely going to be learning from their mistake. They're going to cook up, a different draft, and they will definitely keep in mind, that they have to face off against Fade. And if they are banning away their grandeur, they have to be prepared for his fighters as well, because Fade is so flexible. Even if you ban out his marksman, he can still pull out the fighter. And overall, he can adjust to anything.
Okay, let's see. I need to confirm from the production, that is, are we going to show the stats, or we're entering into the next game directly for the draft phase?
yeah, it seems like we're actually, gonna be entering the draft because I
Going
did see a
exactly.
little bit of a
Yeah.
transition,
Anytime.
but yeah, nonetheless, there was no transition yet. But yeah, there we go. Here comes the second draft. It seems like we're not even gonna be getting the highlight
Hmm.
because we are
Hmm.
already in the schedule, and
Yep.
there's already one more game up ahead, which is another best of three. So because of that, we're just gonna be continuing with the second game as well. So yeah, this is gonna be Sacred Shrine onto the right. I mean onto the left, and it's gonna be we are about onto the left. So it's uh it's gonna be Sacred Shrine with the first pick, and yeah,
Hmm.
last pick will go to We Are Bot. So let's see this time around what will they go for because yeah, previous game they went for a Esmeralda first pick. Let's see what Sacred Shrine they opt for their first pick.
They have the first pick, and they're banning out the Fedrin here. And once again, those same bans are coming out from the Sector Shine. But from the side up, we have bought. They're going with the Grok here. The Grok. Last time it was a very useful pick for the setup we have bought, but this time the first pick goes to Sector Shine, and you don't want to give that Grok away from your side. And look at that, most banned heroes so far in the SAGA South Asia Grand Arena. The players from the Six Nations love to ban out this Grok, Gatotkacha from the Rome, from the EXP, or you can say a gold lane CC. The CC is getting banned, and from the jungle, it is the Lancelot, the most banned hero so far. And into the mid, it is the Jushin. Not a single gold lane is being represented into the most banned phase, but
Yeah,
most picking teams will be looking after it as well. But currently, not a single hero from this most banning section is more than that Grok, other than that Grok, and the Jushin coming in as well. Okay, 2 bans has been done from the side of team. We are bought, but look at that Shakrishine Hilda and Bakshia with the Fedrins. This time, is Art planning to go for the Khalid, or Khalid will not getting spared by We Are Bought in the third banning?
yeah. I mean, it's kind of surprising that they're banning with the Hilda because mostly they don't ban out the Hilda or the Khalid.
Mm.
They mostly keep it open for Artorio. But this
Mm.
time around, let's see what they're actually forcing out the Hilda ban. So
Mm.
they're kind of like hoping that they would ban the Khalid as well
Yeah,
because these are like the two roamers that Artorio he loves playing. But even though
yeah,
if these two are going to be banned out, we can definitely go for the Katot as well. But nonetheless, the Ash, we can see the bans coming up. We can see that instead they banned the Esmeralda, banned the
yeah.
Jujin, and the first pick from Sacred Shrine, it is going to be the Lapu Lapu. It's kind of surprising, but we're not seeing any CC ban or any CC
Mm.
pick out of the match because she a nerve, on her first kill. Like
Yeah,
that nerf didn't even affect her much, but it seems like
yeah.
the players are like considering it a big nerf and overlooking the fact that she is still a really good fighter. So it seems like they're not confident with the CC right now because of the nerf. But I feel like slowly they will come back around, start playing her once again.
Last time the Gatotkacha was there, not into the ban list, but then it got spared by both these sides. But this time the Gatotkacha will be getting accumulated with the Yuzong coming in. Good pick off combos being selected down by the side of team. We are bought this time. And Lapu Lapu, we're not sure it is going into the hand of Romcom or Fate. This is a flex pick coming out of them. And the last 2 picks from the side of team Sacrishine, my goodness. Comfort after comfort. Romcom with the Lapu, Hattorio, I'm not Hattorio, Fate with his Ranger, and Bid coming for his Eve pick. This is so like, what's coming next? Like Van
Yeah,
into the Eastern Shin? I don't believe so because I don't believe Sacrishine will go for 2 in a single game. They will go with something sustained. Might be a Queenie, might be a Palman once again, not sure about it. But
yeah,
Lancelot,
maybe
it
a
is so
defense. We
open
never
and
know.
nobody is accumulating it for them side as well. And with the Eve, what could be the better choice, my boy? Because like you can go with a Kalea, you can go with a Minotaur. I mean, Minotaur is a decent pick, you can say. He can provide you the heal, so do he can do the work for the crowd control. He's the 70% Grok plus 30% Angela. So
Yeah.
do you think like Minotaur comes in, or Hylos? Hylos might be a thing as well because he can provide you the mobility with the pokes, continuous poke onto the Joy. And it's someone who can actually hinder the mobility from this mobility queen that is Joy. And to counter the Joy, you have the Hayabusa open as well. But the second banning phase really concentrated into the arts pick here from the side of Beerbot. They're banning out the Khalid in the last ban. What could it be once?
I mean, talking about the last ban, I feel like they might go for a jungle ban because, we are not seeing a jungle pick yet from the side of Sacred Shrine. So they might go as well and ban an assassin. So maybe a Hayabusa or a Yi Shin, we never know. But let's see what they can ban up for, for Van Satru. Because, Van Satru, he's pretty comfortable on a lot of assassins as well. So even if they ban out either the Hayabusa or the Yi Shin, he can either go for any one of them. But I feel like they can definitely go out for the Yi Shin as well because the Yi Shin can be a really troublesome, and he scales really well into the mid and late game. So they have to really watch out for the Yi Shin. But Ash, talking about the picks currently from both sides of the team, I feel like overall the better draft. I feel like it's definitely going into the hands of Sacred Shrine because they have secured really good picks. They have secured the Lapu Lapu. They've got the Eve, such a good mage with a lot of poking abilities and a huge ultimate, for the zoning, as well as the Granger for the late game scaling. So it's really higher trying right now. But nonetheless, to look at the pick coming up from the side of We Are Bots, they are going for the top pick against
There are no shortcuts in
actually,
literally
I do
invented.
remember, like back in the days, when Yeef was first released, the replacement for the Yeef, because for the Farsa, because she had an ultimate that was
Bro,
team. The
this is
Farsa.
insane. My boy is on to his old flex, old comfort. There is the chip coming in there. We all know Art and Apex from India for this chip pick. They love to spam it down there, and it is more like Art who loves to play with that chip in that season 34, season 33 in India. But currently was vanished from the scene, and taking him up here in the second game that is most important for the side of Sacrishine to actually pull it out for them. And Alpha as well for the Van Satoru. I was hoping for a Hayabusa because the first up was there. The Joy is the biggest, you can counter out the Joy in a very nice way with the Haya. But no, they're going for the setup with an Alpha. And the last pick from the side of team We Are Bot, they're going with Alice. My goodness, pick off combo, pick off combo, pick off combo after. Because there is the Yuzong, he can give the backline disruption onto that Eve. There is the Joy who can give the backline disruption. At the same time, the AOG can cast out as well. At the same time, the Bloodwind and the AOG can make a combo. And for the finishing, for the burst, you have a Versa. You don't have a poke though, but you have two burst, magic burst into your side. A lot of magic heroes, don't you feel so once? Three,
Yeah,
and if you count the Gatot into the magic as well, he also contributed into the magic thing. Gatot.
Yeah. That is a lot of magic heroes. So, the main priority chip in the early definitely Radiant. And the Radiant armor will be very helpful. But, looking at the pick from the side of Weabot, I am really worried about them because look at the pick. I feel like this is going to be a goal lane Alice against the Granger. And it's going to be really tough because in the late game, of course, they have a really good lineup for the early game because they are so tanky. And it's going to be very hard for Sacred trying to kill them in the early game because they have so much sustain. They have Alice, they have Yuzhong, they have Gatot. But man, do they have a late game hero that can carry them? No, they do not. The only one that, can snowball early game is the Joy. And the Joy, I feel like will have a little bit of trouble against the Chip because the Chip, basically be the one using the portal anywhere around the map, and that's going to be a gang, 5-man gang actually. So they really have to watch out for that. But nonetheless, though, ladies and gentlemen, this the second game against Sacred Shrine from India and team We Are Bots from Bangladesh already into the game. Ash, here we can see the junglers have already farmed and they've already reached nearly just level 3. That's quite fast actually for the transition.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of Dawn. As my friend said, you all, that this is the second game between Team Sacrishine from India versus Team We Are Bot from Bangladesh, and we are right now witnessing the playoff stage at the True International. But there you go, Artorio with the start, Artorio with the first blood, and it will be the first getting down there, red-handed sack. will be taken down easily. Red hair Shanks, and not only that, the first swing comes up there. A true damage being acquired, and it will be the kill competition coming out from the side of team Sakrishine. They're really aggressive with this kind of draft.
Oh my goodness, they are really aggressive with this draft though, and yeah, look at the Joy onto the top lane. It seems like he's looking for the Granger to kind of gank off there, but it seems like Fate, he is just so aware of the map. He knows that they can easily gank him up. So oh my goodness, look at 3 members actually going in for Fate, and Fate, he's just being sandwiched into the top lane there. Oh my goodness, they are really fixated on killing Fate, and there goes kill on Fate, and that is an execution, a third execution.
A very greedy one though, but now the portal opens and there you go, the Alpha comes in, finds a kill onto the way, and in the meantime the Featherweight Strike coming in as well. They're not gonna give a lot of damage. RWM popped up, and the turtle, it will be an easy turtle for the side of team Sakrishine here. 2 for 1 the score is, and the Lava Golem been taken out. There you go, the electrifying bits coming out as well. Rhythm of Joy being used, but there you go, a little bit of a poke coming out from the Gatot Kacha. He doesn't have the resources to actually accumulate the red buff, and it is getting invaded. Is it a good trade once? I mean, looking after that Ranger so far, and oh, Spear of Alpha, 4-member, trap down happen, and Red Hair Shanks fall down into the hand. Once again, Atoria will be the one getting out that final blow. Team Sakrishine taking on the early game access for their side.
And Sacred Shrine are really cooking up in the early game, just like the last game. And yeah, it seems like there's no space for We Are Bots to actually snowball this time around, because they can't really get any kills. But onto the ball lane, we can see that the XP laners are being quite aggressive with one another. The Alice actually overwhelming the Lapu with her damage, but nonetheless Van Satru coming in with his Alpha and just revealing the map for the Lapu Lapu. Here goes the portal onto the top lane. 5 people ganking onto the Yuzhong Ash. What is this? Oh my lord.
And RWM popping over there. Double kill will be secured by Fate. He's still going in there. Rhapsody coming up. Haruka. No, sorry. It's not Haruka. It is obviously, I mean, Skinny along to the Alice. Sorry for that thing. I mean, it's for the Indian scene. I just misplayed the name, but there you go. The Spirit of Alpha comes up, but this time it will be a 2v1 situation for Pan. He will be taking out the zone, properly coming up. The Black Dragon emerges. There you go. The bid is in a very bad positioning right now, but he finds his way back, bursting down the Yuzhong, slowing him up, and making him forcibly retaliating back there.
Look at Bit though onto the Eve. He's having a little bit of a hard time there onto the mid lane, but nonetheless we can see the chip going in once again with his kills. And yeah, is there a portal that he can pop up? It seems like his green light is still not up for his ultimate, so now he's just gonna be backing off. And yeah, we can see that even Fate all the way from the top lane rotating there for the Turtles fight, and he's just farming up his Capriccio stack onto the mid lane, and he's going back up onto the top to farm up right back. But there you see this. Oh my goodness, look at Upvote. He's going in for the sneaky portal. He's just going in, being there into the jungle. Oh my goodness, Ash, this is just an unending fight once again. Oh my goodness, look at the chip coming in with the portal, but nonetheless it's gonna be Alice, it's gonna be Shinyal who's gonna secure the kill, but nonetheless Fate coming in with the double as well, but nonetheless the
triple GG man, triple for Shinyal. He managed to sustain out the fight there. And what a fight it was. The replay, instant one comes up. Look at that, Feather Strike comes up. We got the turtle there, and then there's the bursting coming out. There you go, the killing spree happened onto the Gatot Kacha, but then the shortcut doesn't happen. A good way for the side of Sakrishine. Torio falls down, double onto the Red Hair Sang, but then double comes onto the bid as well. And we're hoping for a retaliation from Romcom, but then no, it was a triple coming in for the man with Alice Genial. Another Feather Strike coming in there. They're halting the wave, but look at the force swing with the Spear of Alpha halting the wave. Fate falls down, so do the Red Hair Sangs, and now he's getting chased down there. Watorio with a 3v1 situation. British Fire comes up, Romcom goes in, finds the kill onto the Joy. The Destroyer destroyed there by Romcom, and not only that, Watorio will be giving the final blow onto Ruhan. My goodness, the settle the things. They got the redemption of the triple kill from Skenial. will be fading away with 3 men getting down by the side of Sacred Shrine. And now another skirm has been going on. The Brawl server is on at this point. The tier falls down with the Blood Wind coming on. 2 people got caught into the hand. Fate, he might get out into this situation. Oh, the ref out of the death. Oh my goodness, he finds the kill there. Double will be happening. Shut down on the Skadiel. Triple on coming as well. But it will be the electrifying Bigs taking out Vansatoro. Can it be a Maniac? He's on to the verge of taking out the Maniac there. The Death Sonata. Can it be connecting on to the Destroyer? No. But it will be a mega kill. Rhapsody comes up. What a gameplay comes up by Fate. Changing the whole Fate for the Sacred Shrine and bringing out a darkness to the side of We Are Born at this moment. He really changed the game at this moment. AOG comes up, another fight coming in as well. But there you go, Romcom goes into the backside. He goes and targeted out the Red Hair Shank. He needs to retaliate back at this health. And there you go, the electrifying bits comes up, and it will be not a good setup for Destroyer. He was in a very bad position and he got taken out as well. Yuzong coming in with a Black Dragon, emerging as a Darmis is coming in. Well, there you the track down coming in there. And it's with the Spear of False unstoppable for Fate. This guy on the Granger, this guy with the Rhapsody, this guy with the Sky Piercer is invincible, is the menace in the Land of Dawn.
Oh my goodness, look at Fate once again, but nonetheless though, it's got to be Artorio again with the shotgun, man. Artorio is just always camping for the backline for the mages, the Spivey mage. And look at Fate once again, picking up a legendary, and that is going to be an electrify. He's going in for Fate, but no, Fate will still remain unconquered, and he's going to pick up a double onto the hands of his Granger. And man, this guy, he's just aura farming with his Granger. He has so many stacks on the Sky Pierce. I believe by this time around he already has around 80 stacks, because this guy, he's just dishing out so much damage. And yeah, look at the Lord as well, Ash being taken down with no contest whatsoever. And now they're just going in full on, full on, no mercy, just bloodthirsty. Because this time around we can see Romcom once again going in with Lapu. Lapu is going to be the Ruin Thorn on the Alice Beam Bomb as well. Oh my goodness, the blood,
Legendary for Fate there. Ruhan falls down. Not only that, the slash coming in, and it will be the Feather Air Strike getting cancelled out there. Zoning out properly though, but still, I mean, that was the time we thought like Team We Are Bot is coming back with that triple kill into the hand of Skeniel, but then Fate happens. Fate took a triple, was about to take a Maniac in this lower bracket semifinals, but Rhythm of Joy helped out Destroyer to literally go back into the base. And but he still secured that mega kill because of the timestamp being a little bit low for him. But now the tier 2s from the bot and to the mid will be taken out. Onto the top side though, we're seeing Destroyer going for a split push there. The Lost slams in, Inhibitor getting down. There is the Bravest Fighter coming in. The Nexus is open, totally zoned out, comes up from Ruhan. He goes with the Black Dragon at this moment. Recall happened. It will be Destroyer joining his team at this moment to make sure that the slot getting cleared out as soon as possible. The AOG comes up for the disengage, but there you go, Ruhan. Ruhan is getting pulled out. Ruhan will be taken out as well. Fate once again getting the legendary 80 Sky Piercer stack, and right now he is piercing out inside the base, inside the Weird Bot. Hope for the SAGA Grand Finale, and now the minions going in there. The fight coming up. It's a beautiful skirmish is happening. RW popped up as well. Rhythm of Joy comes in. But Fate was the one changing another time with the Fate. And this will be Destroyed falling down. Bro, if you have faith, then just have that faith on the Fate. It is what Fate always say, and it will be a legendary once again with the Death Sonata coming in there. And look at the Rhapsody, he will be picking up there as well. Ruhan falls down, shut down onto the Romcom, and we're gonna see the last blow by none other than Fate onto the base, and the crown is of his team Sacred Shrine, who will be taking on We Are Bot. The revenge is done. The redemption arc for the level 1 will be going into the hand of Sacred Shrine. The group stage annihilation, the group stage domination will be cleared out today at the playoffs, at the lower bracket semi-final, and with this, Team Sacred Shrine is entering into the lower bracket finals to face up with the vintage victory. Be ready for the clash. Be ready for the redemption.
Oh my goodness, Ash, this is definitely the best revenge, that Team India they came up with. There's a saying that revenge is best served cold. Man, Sacred Shrine, they were so cold in this game. They did not give any kind of a breather to We Are Bots. In the first game, either the second game, they just came up with a beautiful clean sweep. Man, that is what we exactly witnessed yesterday as well. It was actually vintage victory who came up with a beautiful clean sweep on Sacred Shrine, but this time around they're coming in with the revenge. They're coming in stronger with a clean sweep as well. And man, look at the statistics. We can see fade onto the screen the highlight, the MVP of the second game. 74% team fight participation, 76.8k damage dealt. And man, overall a GPM of 903.33. Oh my goodness, 933 goal per minute. That is actually absolutely insane. That is almost like a 1k goal per minute that he's producing on the Granger. This is a really insane goal that he's producing. 933 per minute. That is actually insane. Overall, we can see the overview. And man, we can see the highest damage dealt from the side of Sacred Shrine. It is going to be none other than Fade himself onto the Granger. Here comes the side-by-side comparison. Fade versus, Ruhan. And that is Yuzhong versus Granger. And man, as we already know how well the Granger can kite the Yuzhong. We can already see outcome. A 371 KDA for the Yuzhong after Fade. 15-1. Man, the alpha as well. Van Satru, I actually, thought that this alpha might not work here. But then again, this guy, being such a great initiator for the team. And just instigating fights quite beautifully with the help of, Artorio. And Destroyer this time around, he couldn't really shine with his joy. He, usually loves to dominate with his joy. But tonight was not the night for him. Man, I feel really bad for Shanks as well. His Farsa actually being gapped not by the Yif, not by Fate, but by Artorio. His Farsa was just being disrupted by Artorio throughout the entire game. Art was always, fixated onto the Farsa. He's just going in with the portal, just using up his stuns and disrupting Fade airstrike. Here comes the guy, Art himself, the art of roaming. And this guy with the chip coming in with the most unexpected pick. Yeah, then again, we can see Romcom, Schniel onto the EXP. I feel like Schniel in this game, he played really well with the Alice, but nonetheless, though, his team was really lacking off behind, which ultimately led to their loss here. And Romcom so aggressive onto the Lapu Lapu, just diving in onto the turrets and just disrupting them as well. But man, look at this once again. Onto the finale, the highlight of the game, Ash. Look at this. Just gonna be Fate occupying 2 spots, which is gonna be the highest goal per minute, 933. Highest damage dealt. And as for the highest damage taken, it's gonna be Schniel onto the Alice. And the most assists, of course, it has to be our guy Artorio.
3-1-17 and off meta picks comes up. His comfort with the chip. We always talk about it in India, and now we're gonna talk about it in the international scene as well. Into the true international SHEA, he showed his skills with the chip. But wait, my goodness, this guy with the Granger. If you remember, the first gank was onto him, and then what happened? Fate happened. Fate happened for the side of We Are Bot, and they got diminished. They got knocked out from SHEA, but well played, Bangladesh. We Are Bot, Team We Are Bot. You played so well throughout the tournament. You make it through the playoffs, and if you remember the last one, they make it to the playoff by defeating Sacrishine only. Because what if they would have lost from Sacrishine? It would have been Team Larry who would have been there in the playoffs, but no. They managed to defeat Sacrishine in the group stage, and then they managed to pull it out into the playoffs as well. So congratulations to come so far in this tournament. But what can I say? There is always one winner and one loser, and this time the winner tag goes to Sacrishine. They will be going into the semi-final, from the semi-finals of lower bracket to the finals of the lower bracket. One more way closer to the grand finale, but this time the hurdles is a little bit higher. It will be Vintage Victory, the last previous day, which gave a dark night for all the Indian fans, for the Indian top team, that is Sacrishine, with a 2-0 clean sweep. Today,
Yeah.
are we going to see the revenge? Are we going to see the redemption? Is there the way for a comeback? Or vintage victory once again gonna humble the India's top team, Sakrashine? If you want to know, stay tuned with us because at 9 o'clock, point 9 o'clock, we'll be coming back with a new set of caster to show you one of the best game of the night. That is Team Sakrashine from India going straight away against Team Vintage Victory, who got a victory on their name from Bangladesh to fight for that second slot onto the grand finale, for that ticket to the grand finale, for a near closer to the prize pool, to the tag of the champion. It's me, STZ, and once we'll be signing off from 2 International SHEA South Asia Grand Arena. And for now, please be there because we'll be coming back soon. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Stay tuned, stay hydrated, and don't forget to subscribe our channel and show your support by liking the stream, sharing the stream to your friends, and commenting in the stream whom you're supporting, Bangladesh or India.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again as you are witnessing the last match of today. But this can possibly be the second last match of these two international SAGA that you are watching right now. And we have the third, the qualifiers for who is going to be going into the grand finals, facing off against Onyx Paradox into the grand finale. We have lower brackets finals right now, and it is going to be Vintage Victory from Bangladesh going against Sacred Shrine from India, obviously. And we have them in this best of 3 series, and of course this is going to be a redemption arc for Sacred Shrine because they had been losing into the upper bracket going against Vintage Victory, and this is gonna be their way to respond. So we want to know how they'll be able to put it up. So talking about the teams, we are done with that. But I'm gonna be joined by my caster for today, Sinryu. I think this is gonna be a very, very intense match, right?
Yep, and we can already see the one of the finalists, right, already setting out there, Onyx Esports. And they have a pretty clean road, if I be honest. 2-0s for all their games. And I think that really speaks a lot. But for Sacred Shrine, as you have also mentioned, they had a bit of shaky start. Now they are in the lower bracket finals, waiting for their chance to actually, move up to the grand finale. So in a way, I think it is very different from what we see Sacred Shrine being, uncharacteristic, I would say, because in most of their tournaments that we have seen elsewhere, I think they are a team who likes to maintain their streaks into the upper bracket. But again, I think Bangladesh teams have really made it much harder, because every time I see a Bangladesh team going up against Sacred Shrine, they lose for some of the reasons. So in the previous matchups, they actually won, and I believe this time too, this is like a revenge matchup, which we have already been talking about, isn't it? So hopefully they can just break the curse, I believe, against this team. But again, it's not an easy road. The grand finale is still long far away from both the sides, and I believe, one small thing that I want to add, if Sacred Shrine loses out here, then it will be like 3-0 for, I think, VR Bots, right? Or sorry, Vintage Victory, my bad. Vintage Victory, it will be 3-0 against Sacred Shrine, and Sacred Shrine is currently the reigning team in India, the number 1 team, so... looks bad, but hey, it has to work some way or the other, right?
True. There's also a fact that, Bangladesh have their top teams here, and we have India's top teams here altogether. This is also a very, very big option for them too. But hey, we were also focusing on to the Bangladesh team here today. We have bots who were into the lower brackets too, and Sacred Shrine were successful in defeating them. But they have another one onto the obstacle, right? It is another Bangladesh team, and that is going to be Vintage Victory. But they also have been struggling against this particular team, and meanwhile, a lot of people has been exposed to different kind of countries and top teams. I don't think we have been exposed to the Bangladesh top team. So for Sacred Shrine, it can be a new leaf for them too, because we can also see them struggling against RKO into those group stages match also. But yeah, that was long gone already, because they already went out with 2-0. So this time around, I think Vintage Victory, I feel like they are kind of a squad that knows what is going to be going on between the teams and amongst the teams, so that they'll be able to defeat it so well. Because looking at this fact, Vintage Victory are so good into the early game, they are so good onto the macro decisions. That is also the same for Sacred Shrine, and that
True.
can eventually be what is similar for them. It always going to be coming down to who have the better macro conditions.
And I think the way Sacred Shrine has been playing in most of the games are like they stick together as a 5. Like they will take the damage from damage dealer onto the mid lane, especially for Bid, and then they will just enable him to deal the damage. They don't really think too much into putting this damage heroes for Bid so much. But again, I feel sometimes Van Satoru is also the playmaker, and even Romcom, right? So in a way, they have various ways to actually enable their trapped, and various way to actually rotate around the map. Sometimes they're very predictable, but at the same time, and while the other times they're very, I would say, out of the box. Like you cannot really tell if they are actually just messing around, or they're actually doing something unique. So I sometimes have a big questions about what Sacred Shrine is doing in the map. But then again, it comes down to the point that maybe they're trying something different. Maybe they're trying something uncharacteristic. So I hope those things does not really, put Vintage Victory off guard, because while you let your team do something, completely different, it might just throw you to a disadvantageous position, isn't it? So I think for Vintage Victory, they would not want that if they want to have a clean or clear path to the grand finale for sure.
Exactly, and there's also a similarity between two of these teams. Is actually when Kadera or even Fate, they love playing the fighters.
Double fighter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and both of these teams are dependent onto their jungle, and mostly it's always the assassins. And I don't see either Kia or Van going for those utilities, and I hope they don't as well, because keep the utility to be put into the hands of the gold laners, because that's where usually what these gold laners shine so on. Even though they are gold laners, they are so well versed onto the fighters, so that can also be a very, very possible and big option too. And yeah, these teams are very similar into the playstyle too. The early game is good, the macro is good. They love playing the fighters into the gold lane. They love playing the assassins into the mid side, and they also have their own comfort too. Lancelot is the most commanded hero for both of these jungles.
I mean, you just mentioned Kia, you just mentioned Lancelot. I was like, oh, okay. Don't give him that. One suggestion, that don't give him that hero. Like, don't
No.
like. You might be eco drafting, but still don't give him that thing. I feel that's a
Okay.
very bad choice that you would actually opt for. But regardless, I think these people or these teams, they are at the top not because they are just good at one hero, isn't it? They're good at the micro. They have a lot of heroes under their belt, and they can actually really utilize it to the max level. So I think that draft would really give us a better picture of how they want to play, how they want to have their composition go around the game. Because sometimes I've seen few teams, they do not like to contest for the early objectives. Like, they just leave it away, they let the other team pick it up, and then they just wait for the late game power spike, the mid to late game power spike for some of their damage dealer. At times it works, but other times I feel the lead can just get a very ginormous that you cannot actually just get back up. Because if you let a team snowball which has an assassin, like you already mentioned, both the teams like to play the assassin. So if an assassin, they get snowball kind of game, I think you're almost as good as losing. Because let's just say 8 out of the 10 games, it's very difficult to actually go for a comeback in this current meta, because it has been very weird for some reason. Sometimes the utility works, sometimes the assassins work, sometimes the golden fighter works, sometimes the say the marksman works. So we never know like what is working and what is not.
This is the versatility of this meta right now that we have, and I'm liking it. And there's also one fact that the marksman that easily work are the Grandeur, the Natan, and the heroes on occasional scenarios, and then the recent popularity of the carry too. So the carry can appear only in a very dire situation. It cannot appear anywhere. It cannot appear into the first phase. It has to be a last picked hero, so we cannot really count it out. So two of the most viable marksmen that we have so far is the Grandeur and the Natan only. And mainly the gold lane is usually the fighters, and this is also very suitable for two of these teams that we have right now, because they usually go for the Broly composition, the macro gameplay, and the first hurdle is holding too much of importance for both of these teams. So this way the game style is gonna be a big equalizer. So that is the reason why I wanted these two to meet up. We have seen Vintage Victory, they already got 2-0 already onto Secret Shrine, but Secret Shrine are now back again trying to redeem their own self against this team. So maybe this time around they can produce a different kind of play style which can catch Vintage Victory off guard, because if that can happen also, that is a very, very good option to go for, because from what I've seen, I think Kadera is a user of fighter goal laners rather than the marksman. But I mean I've also seen the same thing about Fate. We have known Fate for a long time, right? He's comfortable onto the marksman too. So that can be a little bit of a liability for the side of Vintage Victory, because I don't think Kadera will be getting the marksmen. He will be put into those fighters into the goal lane, because if he does get the marksman, Fate might be forced to pull out another marksman of his own, and he might eventually have a winning side there.
I think for Fate everything works. Even if he's put on a marksman, even if it's like on a fighter, like he's just too versatile at this point. Like he's not one of those typical goal lane players who would be really relying too heavily on his team, but rather the one who will just farm silently, do his thing in the map, and then just add more pressure into those team fight. Like I think most of the team fights he actually likes to rotate for this objective takes, whether it be the turtle, whether it be the lord. He likes to rotate, he likes to put the pressure, even if it's just a fight for the mid control. He would like to rotate as much as he can. So in a way I think this small details that these teams actually play with, like this rotation, those number games that actually give you the advantage. Because suppose your goal lane is not rotating and you just have a 5v4, you already have the advantage. And with the goal laner from the other team being part of the team fight, you already will get so much extra damage. And in a way I think they will use this kind of tactics to actually get the upper hand into the team fight. So again, it depends on what type of heroes they are playing. And if it is a flying cloud map, I kid you not, like these rotations will be a lot more, because you can easily just get back to your lane after taking part in the team fight, and guess what? Like you're not losing too much onto the EXP, onto the gold. Pretty much a double trade, right?
Exactly, and this is the versatility of the map that we have also, because they have 4 types of different maps and it can be suitable for different kind of composition too. And this is a rare meta where everything kind of works, and the assassin kind of works too, and even the utilities works as well. Fighter into the goal, marksman into the goal, and but I would like to also have a highlight onto the mid lane side, because that's the most versatile. This season is the most versatile season we have had, I would say, because most of the time the mate's pick is solely dependent on what kind of combination that they want to go for. If it is a full tanky frontliner composition, they want a scaly hero onto the mid side. But if they want an assassin into the jungle, they usually go for a carry onto the mid lane, because they want to have an early game. And if they actually go for another marksman onto the gold lane side, they usually have a utility onto the mage. So it's important that they get the early condition onto that early winning condition onto that mid side rather than anything else, because at this point the lane matters the most. But into the mid section as well, it is very important that you need to win out onto those mid lane, so that you'll be able to have a clear rotation, because this is a meta where snowball is so highly likely happening in the snowball. Whoever gets the snowball has always a good chances of entering the game, and that is why the mid lane comes in importance. You have to have a hero that have a good clearance, and together you can create the pressure too, because whenever you have the control onto the map, contesting onto those objectives, the first hurdle, which is one of the most important factor in this current patch, is gonna be an advantageous side for them. So I think they have to be also very decisive of what kind of mates they are gonna be getting too. And when we talk about the mates, we always have to focus on the players into the mid side too. Nothing both of these players into the mid lane have a very good versatility. Sorin also is able to play the carry like the Lunox or the Kimi or even the Farsa as well. But onto the other side, Beat is also very versatile. He can play any hero that he wanna go for. He can play the carry mage, but he can also play the utility mage.
Absolutely. While I'm loving this podcast, I would also like to see the drafts as well, because we can discuss each and everything, but it can all come down to the point what the players actually deem very, I think, what they want to actually put into the lanes. Because today I've seen Thamu's EXP, a Joy EXP. I don't know what more can surprise me today, but hey, we are here, right? So might as well have fun while we're having the this teaser tournament, because again, this is true international, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a teaser tournament. It's not the main one, so we're looking forward to the main one. But again, this kind of sets a tone for the power ranking or the place where the teams actually stands, isn't it? Like you cannot be typically saying our nation is better just because we are winning this tournament. This team is just rampaging around the LAN events, around the online events. So this is our best team. No, like it can always come down to the surprise, because if we talk about the South Asia as a whole, I think there's a lot of regions that have been really surprising us despite how big or small it is, right? You cannot just say India has better players because we have more people. No, it is not like looking like that. You can see Onyx already into the grand finale, right? How many players might be there? I think very handful, but still they are so good into their gameplays, isn't it? And even for Bangladesh, I would say they are dominating. Like both the Bangladeshi teams have reached the playoffs. Like that really speaks a lot about the region as well, right? So this developments actually really matters, and even for a growing region like India, which is again coming back to the scene, right, for Mobile Legends as we speak of, I think there's a lot for them to learn as well, and this international exposures will really actually help them out to even understand where their flaws are or where they can actually improve. Because let's be honest, okay, not every team are on par with each other, but then again, you cannot just be like, hey, just because they are much better than us, we cannot, win against them. We need to defy the odds, and that's what Team Sacred Shine needs to do against Vintage Victory, I would say. They lost twice. Redemption arc or, I don't know, redemption arc or another domination is the question by Hades in the comment section I saw. So let's see, what we will get, Hades, because we are looking forward to this game as much as you are, but Debbie, this is looking really spicy. But once again, we have discussed enough about the draft. Let's keep on the side. But which team are actually looking forward to actually win the True International? You can be biased. No harms. Sure.
I think you already know, man. Oh my god, do you want me to voice it out? Actually?
Yep. Yes,
I'm
sir.
that I'm joking. No, I'm joking. There is also okay, Onyx Paradox, man. Come on, they're good.
Okay.
They're amazing.
Okay.
I will say that, but there's also one team that I favored, but haven't been able to make to the playoffs. Larry, bro.
Ooh.
It is so heartbreaking. It's more hurtful than a heartbreak that they aren't able to make it, because they were so consistently winning onto the group stage, and then Sacred Shrine happened. They clean swept them and knocked them out onto the group stage, and blocking them from making it to the playoffs, which makes Nepal unable to qualify. Happening into the last minute, not the best.
I mean, it's a bit heartbreaking too, but I think Larry has been one of those teams that had clear victories into the group stage, right? They were top 1 for the longest time into their groups, but still did not qualify. So you can see sometimes the later half of the group stages can really be very important, because yes, you can dominate throughout the group stage, but once the point just get unsettled, or to a degree that it can really turn the tables, I think that's when you get those upset. But Nepal, they still have a lot of chance for the main events that will come in the future, because as it is a true international teaser event, but the main event is still there. I think they would have more motivation to actually walk towards it and get the victory, right? But so far, I think this 3 nations, and I'm happy, it's not like Bangladesh versus Bangladesh. It's like not Bhutan versus Bhutan. It's like different regions versus different regions. So that's what actually is the beauty of this tournament, right? And while one Bangladesh team has already been eliminated, and right now we are left with another one. I think Vintage Victory will be the team lastly representing Bangladesh into this, as we move into the grand finale, of course. They have I think, if not a pressure, but they have a lot of responsibilities on, right, to actually carry their nation forward. So for Sacred Shrine as well, but unfortunately, only one nation survives here, and they will meet Bhutan into the final. So if you had to pick one team that you would want to see into the grand finale against Onyx, no biasness, nobody would hate you, which team would it be?
Okay, Birds of the Jungle Circuit. Oh my god, Sinu is so loving this, man. He's always putting me under the bus, but I'm gonna be rolling under the bus. I've been rolling under the bus for so long. I'm not dead yet, by the way. But I think Zero would hate me for this. Let's go for Bangladesh, man.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
I hope
Zero.
I hope the fans of Sacred Shrine do not hate you as well. But hey, I can assure you, Zebu will not hate you, man.
I'm cool. I'm
Not
cool
the-
with the players from Sacred Shrine. Yeah. Art.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to just remind you there will be soon a LAN event where you'll meet most likely meet the players of Sacred Shrine. I hope nothing bad happens. Guys, if you do not see Debbie after December, then just assume something has been done. It has been done by Sacred Shrine.
I hope not. I hope not. I think Bangladesh will save me though. Because I
Hey, you can blink twice if you need help. You know, you can blink twice if you need help, man. I'll just.
Okay, can you see my eyes? Like, no.
Sheesh.
So many
But
years.
you know, we are just waiting for these teams to actually just get done with the ping test and everything to make sure that they are in the most favorable condition, ladies and gentlemen. We are not delaying just for useless reasons, of course. We want these games to happen in the most fair environment, in the most in a way that both the teams feel satisfied, fulfilled into playing this game. So we'll see how it goes. But again, I mean, if you want to talk about something else, we can talk about Erensky for some reason, but I don't know if you want to talk about that or not. You want to talk about Erensky? No?
Every caster here in ACZA we have a favorite.
Okay.
Do you?
Have not casted enough to develop a favorite player.
Elsinore, okay. But I've casted long enough in MCZ and ACZA to have a favorite. Erensky, my goat. He is a Granger user like Toby. Right?
Your son, W Toby.
Yeah. Double Toby. That's why. That's right. I love Marksman's players when they are able to carry like them. Come on.
Oh, since you're a roamer, that's why you like the marksman players, right? Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that is you want. Some people think that as a roamer you might prefer a good jungler. No, you prefer a marksman who can carry because he can do all that. That's a very
Okay.
big, good advantage, right? That is
Mhm.
also the reason why. And I think both do also have a favorite.
Let's say for now, my favorite would be Bid, because I have played with him for the longest time. Like I know him. Like I've known him even before he became a pro player. Okay, as a favorite, I would say he's a good friend of mine, even before he became a pro player. So
I heard that Pete is a very young person. So when you play,
he's young, and I will tell you, he is my inspiration. If I grow up, I want to be like him, but he's unfortunately younger to me, so I cannot grow up than him. So,
Oh my God. Sorry.
so,
Okay.
no, that's the wrong way to put it, man. But again, I think Bid has this very nonchalant, personality. Like he would be in a room filled with at least 10 or 15 people and does not really care. He would just sleep on the one side of the bed. Like doesn't really care, man. He doesn't even care what is happening around him. That much of a nonchalant person he is. We can discuss about anything, but he'll just rest out there and tell you one thing. Okay, when he plays the game, he becomes a different person. Like he is one like who will be so focused, laser focused into this game that all he sees is like how his team can win. Like he's not distracted. He's not very I would say emotional sometimes. Like he's very calm. He's very fixated on the things he wants, and he's very, I would say, even nonchalant in the game. Like he's just focused on what his goals are to be. And even after I interviewed him when he won the grand finale of a LAN event, he was like, yeah, like we won because we had to win. We're here to win. That's what it like. That's it. I mean, what can I say to him? Like I want to ask him. I want to get something spicy out of talk out of him, but that man doesn't really care.
I mean, if you want spicy, you wanna talk to Art more. that dude always have something spicy on his sleeves. Yeah, always there somewhere. The mere reason that they are still out here is because of the leadership, I would tell you. But hey, I think there's also one fact that if we know the player close enough, we have a lot of ways on how their mentality also works. I want to sometimes look into the head of Kia, by the way, because his decision making.
Okay, you wanna open it up so you can just see like
Yeah.
what is inside.
What is he thinking? Yeah, at one point,
Wow.
if it can be shown on a theater,
I know you love analysis, but that might be a bit too much. I mean, human centipede kind of thing. I don't know, like maybe.
Okay. But honestly
Mhm.
though, if I could become a psychoanalyzer, I would choose Kia first and be like, bro, you did this out of no. It's all safe. It's all safe. There's
I
no.
hope so. I am hoping the players are safe when you're around.
Oh my god, I'm just
I'm
interested in the
I'm
plot.
hoping that the players are safe. I will pray for their safety. I'll be the one sitting on the sideline watching with the popcorn in my hands. That's a different thing. But of course, like I want the players to be safe. It will be fun though.
They're gonna be safe. I'm just gonna be having some questions, and you
Mhm.
might eventually, reply with a, you know, basic human replies. But I wanna analyze. I'm just gonna be thinking like, when you play this hero and emoted in the cold, what were you thinking? Like, when there are some players like, I think a big example has to be Jay from India too, ABM. Yeah, that guy
Okay.
also has a weird thought, but it always works. It always the same case for Kia too, man. He's very good, and sometimes the decision makings also look like it won't work, but it sometimes does again. I mean,
I
are you gonna
think
be interested if you see something like that?
I feel, sometimes we as casters, we are so used to seeing some patterns that we know we can predict if they do this thing, this will happen. But then again, some players, they are the pattern breakers. Like they just do something differently, and
Exactly.
we kind of that can keep us on guessing. Okay, what will be the next move? Which at times are very good. It works too well for the teams because even the teams cannot predict them. But at times, it looks really stupid when it fails miserably, right? So you either become the hero or you become the sole loser. So there's no in between, I would say. Like not a safe space or that gray area that you can actually walk with. It's like either white or black. White means you're winning, black means you're losing. So there is no gray area into that.
That's the beauty of the game. MOBA5V5. No solo person carry. Just 5 person playing together.
Yep.
Sometimes I would think that maybe it's more to the game because the mentality also proves a lot. In the big stages, when you do not I'm still on the brain, I think. I should have become
Yep. Yeah. I think you should have become a surgeon, like you should just do surgeries, man. I think this podcast is kept getting longer and longer, but we're pulling more crowds, so I'm happy about that at least. But hey, we are yapping at this point, but the yapping is not for any bad reason. But hey, I hope you're not tired, Debbie. If you want to sip some water, you can. I'll just carry it from here. Just get some water for yourself.
Okay, I'm fine. I love talking about brain.
Okay. Somebody just call our faces boring. Oh my god, somebody just call us boring. I'm so sorry, man. You have to watch us. I'm sorry, like you have to watch us. There's no other way around. Like I'm not sure. I'm not calling you out, man. But hey, I'm sorry. Like.
I mean, actually, honestly, seeing this face every day on the mirror is also boring, man. Of course, I'm gonna be more like you guys.
Oh,
Come on, we want to see the face. But there's also
even
right. We are doing this not because we want to, but come on, these two teams have 2 amazing assassin players, and you would want to play assassins with a good ping. That's what we are testing.
Okay.
That's what we are testing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. See, you do not want Debbie to get angry, guys. That's the last thing you want to do.
I'm chill.
So far, she is. She's just saying that she is. Don't worry, she can get it very easy. Speaking from experience, guys. So again, like she mentioned, both the junglers, they need good ping and they need some kind of, I would say, a proper justification that they can say after they lose the retry battle. So they cannot blame the ping, right? So we're just waiting for that thing to happen. And oh my god, I know it's late at night, but don't fall sleepy, man. It's okay. I'm just reading the comment section. I'm sorry, Debbie. I know you hate when I do it. I know you hate when I do it, but right now the match is not happening. So once again, what else do we talk about? Let's see.
They can ask us questions if they want. I mean, they can hear us.
You can ask us questions, man. I mean, you can just ask us question why our faces are so boring. If I have to answer that question, because I'm seeing Debbie's looking at me. I mean, I'm looking at Debbie. Debbie's looking at me. I think that's reason enough for us to get bored, because hey, we look at each other for every day almost for castings. Don't have a boring face, Debbie. The viewers are saying. You tell that back to me. You tell that back to me. I should not have a boring face.
You should not have a boring face.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, I did it so so face palm kind of. No, you don't have a boring face, man. It's okay because we always yap. We don't need to look at each other. Actually, we just talk.
At least we get paid for yapping.
No.
I had to say it, man. Somebody had to. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we are just very soon from drafting. I think the wait was worth it, as we are just 20 seconds away from going into the drafting stage. We'll soon head into the game, and your wish will be fulfilled, ladies and gentlemen, as we will see how these teams will actually be playing. As Debbie's also excited to see once Arturo versus Kia, how both the Assassins players actually play this game. But again, we are more excited to see which team would also reach the grand finale of the True International saga, right? So we are waiting for it, as well as Team Onyx to know who their opponents will be, as we are still a few seconds away from the draft here, Debbie. So tell me 3 heroes that you're predicting will get banned for sure. The Lancelot, apart from that.
Please.
Apart from that. Oh wait, Debbie just got disconnected, guys. See, now it's just gonna be me. This is sad. You wanted something fun, and now it will be more boring. Oh, you're back, Debbie. Oh, you're here. You never leave me alone. Okay.
Sorry, man. I'm gonna go Hellcurt.
Sheesh. Okay, and now, okay, let's see the top priorities. Heroes like the Garutkacha, the Grok, CC, Lancelot, and the Zuxin. So, pretty strong heroes, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Wow, Gatot. Okay, this is such a big priority for every team that we have seen so far. Art is more comfortable onto the Grok, so that has to be one of it. Lancelot for Kia, and of course Avanza Toro as well. And I think the Jushin is a no-brainer. But onto the other side, Lapu ban, Grok ban, Lancelot we were predicting to be banned by Sacred Shrine, and they are actually banning it away. What another hero that can be banned here? Hayabusa? Hello? They want to focus onto the jungles.
Yeah, most likely. And while the Hellcut will be back onto the picking stage, I guess, since Debbie said like she does not want to be Hellcut anymore, we'll see, what other heroes they will be prio banning. I think leaving the mid lane completely unbanned would be a problem. And again, Debbie just said no, the Hellcut will be banned as well. She picks up the Hellcut once again. So with that away, I think leaving out the mid lane unbanned would be a problem, because there are so many heroes that work so well. Be it the Eve, be it the Zuxin, be it the Kimi, even though it is nerfed a little bit, but I think the Kimi is still good in this current meta.
It's good. Kimi can open out a lot of versatility and flexibility.
Oh, 3 bans.
It's actually taken away. Okay, Vintage Victory, they removed out the usual too. Wow, I think this is a more of a target ban rather than focusing onto the meta at this point, because honestly speaking, I think it's gonna be Arensiki with the most pick onto the Granger. Because he always play the Granger man and gets the MVP too. But Kimi, of course, and the Lapu must be Fate, not Rom-Com, by the way. And I think Rom-Com hero has to be the Esmeralda. Yeah, these are the most.
Even Fate, right? Fate likes to play the Esmeralda as well, so they kind of juggle it around.
Used to be an experience. 3 jungle bans that opens out the Jushin. Now, what can the Secret Shrine go for here? First to pick.
Maybe the Grok and the YS, or maybe the YS and the Grok, maybe, or.
Grok is banned.
No, not the Grok. I mean the YSs and maybe the Kimi, or maybe even for the CC. Actually, the CC is left open, so the CC could be one of the picks that they can actually opt for. But I feel they might just go surprises with something else. Eve, okay, yeah, I knew.
That's so big, right? That is so big.
That is so bad.
Yeah, big pick. Okay, the Eve is such a good
Time
option
to drop
against
the beat of the
the
clock.
Esmeralda is good as well. Oh my
Okay.
goodness, perfectly good. Okay, I know what PI is doing right here because they don't want the jungle to be hurt down, so he needs to have his hero first so that he will not be overwhelmed. But the god thought, okay, this
Fight.
is a very
Fight for the ultimate
gonna be
answer.
Hilda again for art. Esmeralda is still gonna be a flex, right? Because they can still pick out the
True.
essential.
I think Esmeralda is a very good flex, and Hilda, I think in this current meta with the recent buff as well, has been performing well. Can put a lot of pressure onto the backliners, and I've seen even Art doing the same thing. That is building the Heptaseas onto the
Yeah.
Hilda. So this
Exactly.
actually put a lot more pressure, right? And I think if you can achieve so much zone control with the Hilda, then it already works as good as the Grok, because the Grok, even without a damage build, can put so much pressure, can put so much, a disruption onto the positioning of the backline. And yes, he can get punished. Of course, there are ways to punish him, but would you really want to use your skills onto a Hilda? Like commit everything on a Hilda? Like, is that worth enough?
I was 100% sure that the most bans have been as the amount of bans that he have been receiving, because in these tournaments so far, even though there's always an easy pings, we have a lot of less up players, and I love the assassins. But the Grok is gonna be the breadwinner, gonna be the champion. But there's also one thing
34,
that's
man.
I think Secret Shrine are kind of knowing that Vintage Victory only have the jungle, so they have to focus onto the gold lane. So they pull away Kadera's jungle. It's kind of gonna be forcing him to use a little bit of a march into the gold lane side if the utilities are not available. Because I think the only utility I've seen him on was the Ruby, and the marksman that he picked through was the Matana. Look at that, 2 jungle bans, and he gone.
A bit of respect coming for, I think, Mansatoro, but still, he has a couple of good heroes to opt for. And today I even saw a Ling being picked, so I think the Ling can work given the proper composition. And I mean, it's an ego pick, it's a risky pick, but if you have a proper composition to actually, put it online or give the spacing that it requires, at least in the first couple of minutes to get the farm, to get some decent amount of items, then he can do quite well. And even to a hero like the Zushin, it can punish pretty easily because the Zushin is pretty vulnerable to those assassin picks, isn't it? And if we talk about assassins, I think the Yi Shin will also be a very good pick for Mansatoro, because he really loves to play around that, and it will be the Yi Shin actually that he will opt for. And since the Esmeralda is still a flex, which we have talked about, I think the EXP might still be due by the side of Team Secret Shrine, but Vintage Victory, they have to pick 2 of their heroes, and they go for the Hamus here.
I think Vintage Victory are just forcing Mansatoro to go for the Ishinshin here because they already pick out the Gambot and the
Wait, I have a question. What do you think of the Alice in this?
Alice in this scenario. Oh my god, Alice could have been amazing here. Hamus goal, Alice XP. But they're gonna be lacking out the physical.
Not for Vintage Victory. I think for Sacred Shine maybe,
Make some noise.
because the CC is still there, right? Oh yeah, the CC. They will go for the CC. I think it's still decent.
It should be a goal CC. I hate the CC.
Or maybe an R-Lord actually. We have not seen R-Lord from Romcom much.
Arlot. It's not. Wait, Arlot could work. They could. Oh yeah, Arlot can work here. Either the Arlot. Oh wait. They can go the goal Esmeralda. Romcom can get the Arlot here. Or Uranus.
Maybe Alice, R-Lord, or Uranus. Like
I don't think
around those 3 picks.
is here.
Maybe not the Uranus. I think it's not a good matchup against the Thamus. But then again, I think either okay.
What?
Okay. Parrot?
Eric CC.
I'm 50-50 about this one. I'm 50-50 about this one actually. Honestly speaking.
One thing I like about the Harriet is it's so good against the Joy. Even though any other marksman will struggle against the Joy, the Harriet doesn't. And there is a combination with the real world manipulation and the Jaman Force. But yeah, I think it's a very expensive pick because their only frontliner will be the Esmeralda.
But You know what? I think also I think I've casted that game as well, where Kadera on the CC had gotten a savage. One of those CC players that has gotten a savage. So I think I remember that quite well, clear as a day. So against that, the Harriet, not the best matchup, isn't it?
It wasn't. Well, I think Kadera is more comfortable on this fighter, so he can try to make it work. Sacred Shrine is too greedy of a comp. If they are able to have a good start into the early game and have once that they will get all the farms, and that could be a very very good scenario here. But downside that they have only Esmeralda. Romcom will be having a lot on his plate. But the Thanos XP though, I don't think it will be as online as the Esmeralda into the early stages. So it's gonna be into the hands of Arcus or Sumarin to either have a good early game or lose it out.
Indeed. So we'll see how the game number 1 in this lower bracket finals will be, painting out, as both the teams are ready and prepared to, face each other in this true international saga that is, and already a bit of skirmish being boiled up into the land of town. You can see the damage being done onto his Hercules. Is supposed to use a revitalize, but can he find an escape? He's reaching back his HP, but still first blood Kia gets taken down in the hands of it already. And this might be a bit of a slow start that this Joy might be looking, but again, no, Artorio forced to pick her out, and a lot of actions just first minute in the game. A very fiery start for both the sides.
Fiery indeed. This is what we are having right. One of the best things that we have so far into this tournament. Looking at the Hercules with a lot of sneakiness with the muscles of irons that he have. A little bit of spellman under the hands of Tadera too, as well as Dash. They wanna have the long burst fight, but they want to stay on. But Romcom, on to the other hand, with the Wilderness Blessing and the cooldown too. Usually in these packs you wanna see Esmeralda onto the Spellbam. But still okay. Maybe he wants to initiate it earlier and put out the damages on the hands of the heavy, then they leave altogether and pass the road too. That can also work out. But on to the other hand, that he's gonna be winning out to the early fight will be in favor for the side of the so they will be able to have that go. But on to the other side though, Kia usually have a knack for going in a very very sticky situation and able to find out something here. But Hercules though, taken down very low.
Taken down low, but still you can see he's still trying to fight it out. The pickup will be there by the Zuxian, but still the turtle is up to you. And Artorio doing a very good job in zoning Kia, but the dash will be there. Electrifying B, who's gonna have the retribution. Is gonna be Kia getting the shot down as well as the retribution. The Argus will have been drawn out with the Salmon Force. Hercules will fall, but Artorio gets taken down. Double kill for Kia. Triple picked up. Romcom gets taken down, and now they're chasing for more bait. Does not have an escape. It seems the flicker is available, and he uses it, but Kia wanted to go a bit more aggressive, but still does not have any more ways to, get back to the aggressive side. I think it's good enough for Team Vintage Victory to win out that turtle fight as well as get 3 kills.
Exactly, it's a win for them right now. They are trying to retreat that a little bit too early. So I'm not thinking that's
So again, Artorio does not have a flicker, and big a kill for Kia. The AOG drops down, but Romcom cannot find an escape. This time he gets taken down, and Team Sacred Shine, they're looking in a bad place to be in.
Yeah, they are actually losing out everything into the early stages of the game, which means that they will be losing out onto those snowbally kind of compositions that they really want to go for. But there's also a fact that the builds are going to be up right now, and no one's have a big build coming through, but mid lane, Hercules!
Oh, he's taking too much damage. The Art of Living will fling him down, and once the Toro picks up the kill, is still locked in, and no! Kia cannot find an escape. Fate, he used the fate for Kia this time around, and one more kill picked up. But okay, Artorio wants to go aggressive with the Crimson Beacon by Soreen. Will keep him safe for now. Team Sucker Shine, they will pick up some kills though.
You do not really want to play around with the RWM or the Azumah Force combination. Fate able to get there, very important. But hey, I feel it should be happening better if the Intensity does not play into those ultimates right now. Fate, look at that.
Oh, 1v1 against Katera, but I think it's still a long way for him to take him down. Not enough damage for us again.
Yeah, exactly. The turtle is already up right now. Hercules around the vicinity as well as Artorio. So they wanted to go for a little bit of a contest here because a bit of a get this turtle will be good into the hands, because this time around the teams are actually a little bit of equalization that we can see in the academy as well. A little bit of bully, but Lane.
Again, Hercules wants to be the first to instigate the fight. The next fight comes to the backline and Fade will fall. Kia just to after Hercules takes down one Saturo. It's a chaotic fight for Team Sacred Shine as they lose 4 members. Sartori is still there, but no one HP wants to go on to Kia getting by the kill. The one more hit is all it takes, but no. Kia dash away, survives, and Arturio needs to get back.
So close to team fight 8 on a perfect moment. The calls are perfectly on point, and I think Secret Shine wanted to engage a little bit too early onto Hercules because that is a god plot you cannot really die with the presence of the revitalized too. In favor on the side of the victory again. The turtle already taken care of again by Kia, which is gonna be providing them 3k gold lead. The top lane turret already taken down. Dash might be in trouble.
Definitely is in trouble. After speed and taken down. Oh, it lived. Whoa, man! He gets pushed down, but in the process, Hercules will lose his life as well. But again, Kia just so good, even on the joy, like what the heck? But again, here comes Arturi for a flank, but Toreen is pretty much ready for that again. The pickup will be there by Toreen, and he does not want Arturi to get back up. And one more hit by just the and Toreen finds kill onto Satorio, and one more member down. Mid lane tier 1 is one hit away. Faye takes down the what tier 1 though. I think with that, Vanstora will not be able to defend, but again, electrifying beat comes in, takes down one Saturo, and again Bid picks up a kill onto his Kia, but the damage has been done. The structure's been taken away, and Team Vintage Victory, they could not be more happier than this trade.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, every kills, everything is going into the hands of Kia right now. You want Hercules will not be taking any kind of damage. And who said that the god will be taking some magic damage? I'm joking, because he's gonna be able to take out the damage when Fate have the items. But so far, I don't think he really does. Because this time around, I think everything is into the hands of Kia here. He got 7 kills onto the lead too. Kedara hasn't died just yet, and it's Warren so perfect onto this KDA too.
Oh, again, a bit of a spawn onto a slip, but able to get back up. The lift off is there by Serene, but again, Dash is trying to go for a flank, but look at Hercules just too ahead. I think he might just get punished for that. Yes, he does. Fate picks up a shutdown, but that's just onto the rumor. I think it will not be too much of a problem. But again, bot lane, Kadera versus one Saturo, but he instantly backs off after he gets hit with the curtain call. But again, the purple buff is in a jeopardized position, and I think one wants to secure it while Kia is taking the turtle, and they do not want any more fight of that, and just backs off. Very disciplined from the side of Team Vintage Victory, to be honest.
Yeah, they are very disciplined. There's no much of an overly aggression coming through from them too. Genius wants into the hands of Kia already, and he's gonna be trying to go for the with the Holy Crystal too. Very early farm for these two. 1k goal lead ahead of Iwan Satoru, who's still onto the red and moving out the War X because he's got the Hunter Strike now. That's gonna be a little movement for the Hunter. But I think these will go onto the they are playing so well on the neutralizer as well, but they, for the final secret, they need to turn into one and update is what they want to do. Hercules might be around the
Oh, Hercules will spade, and there's a flag from Kriya with the electrifying beat. He gets bursted down instantly. No way! The Holy Crystal taking in effect damage. Just too much. Arturo forced to flicker to safety. And the side of Team Vintage Victory, they're throwing everything except for the kitchen sink at the side of Team Sacred Shine. It's just going from bad to worse. I think it's just excessive amount of damage that they're trying to tank, and even for Fate, he cannot actually do too much. He wants to do something for his team, but okay, wait, Kia! Oh my goodness, he just gave me a heart attack, but again, the electrifying beat, but he's just being a bit hesitant to actually go near to the side of Team Sacred Shine. But again, the tier 2 up top pretty easily cleared out. Fate again wants to just clear out the waves, wants to get the aggressive part, but again, there comes an engage from the side of Team Sacred Shine. Arthur will drop down, but AOG drops down, but Dash will take down Artorio. Look at the backline though! Fate takes down Hercules, but the shambles from the side of Team Sacred Shine will not be picked up by the side of Team Vintage Victory yet so far, but again, they have brought themselves enough space in the map to get whatever resource they want from the side of Team Sacred Shine.
If only Secret Shine had a goal here. Oh, look at that, the bomb first dash! Oh no!
It's gone.
It's gonna sit down. Oh my god. That's one kill. That's one good kill for the South Secret Shine. Still one down kill, but I think that's overstayed here as well. Just a little bit. But there's also one fact that if Secret Shine was actually ahead on the goal and had been fighting that they needed after the team fight, it could have been a very, very big ultimate from Grenade. Because there's a one person together with the RWM is definitely something you want to combo together with and have the damage onto it as well. Because if the later part of the game comes through, Vintage Victory will not be able to take it out. They have to be really careful. They will not have to
Whoa, the damage was awful, oh no! What? Even the Esmeraldas, nothing in the face of Team Vintage Victory. The damage is just illegal. Debbie, that damage is illegal and there is no damage control from the side of Team Sacred Shine whatsoever.
Yeah, it's oh man. How do you do that? How do you oh my goodness.
No way. Sorin does get taken down, but it's not to any avail. Look at Arturio. Cannot find an escape and Kia single-handedly doing so much.
Wow.
Like
I don't know, man. The Lord is already taken down by Bangladesh. Oh man, it could have been. It could. It shouldn't have been a contest by Secret Final here. Yeah, but oh wait, it is actually Hercules who instigated the team fight. He knows that they're gonna be winning it out, but Bid unable to do anything for his full potential too. Because look at this team fight here. Kia have the green light to go in, even though it is the Hilda, because they know. Oh, AOG.
A bit premature, but he still is unpunished because of even there. The damage again being dashed out, but the Revitalize will seal the deal for the side of Team Vintage Victory to survive the fight longer, but again the Artisan is throwing them down. But again, Hercules cannot find an escape, he gets taken down, Romkov takes him down, so again, whoa! That was close, the Mountain Shocker almost connecting onto a Serene, but the Lord will be cleared out, and it might be a change of gear that we are looking from Team Sacred Shrine. They're just trying to pick up the pace, but is it a bit too late, Debbie? I think it should have come a bit earlier, right?
There's they have a Herit and the Yushin all together in one place, and the Yib as well. I think Kia. This is why I wanted to bring. Sometimes the decision makers are so otherworldly, and he still survived most of the time. But hey, back to the point. I think for Secret Sign they have 3 scaling hero onto their hands. But like we already mentioned, Romcom is the sole frontliner here, and he is actually hosting them. Hercules is gonna be getting poked upon. I think we can feel the damage from him right now. Yeah.
Game goes in. Bait fall here. Picks up another kill. The RWM with a good zone to make sure that nobody tries to tail them down. But again, Kia, like, is he playing the Joy? Is he playing the Lancelot? I don't know, man. It looks all the same to me.
Yeah, exactly. This is why you want to prioritize Kia's heroes and get Kadera onto a utility, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Whoa! Kia again goes in! Wow, 4v1, but again, there comes the engage by the rest of the team! Team Sacred Shine, they're trying to run, but Romko might be stuck in the sickle, and he too gets taken down. Dash pick up the kill, and this might be the green sickle. Vintage Victory were looking for to take down the inhibitor onto the middle and out of the drop down. But Team Sacred Shine, they cannot help but let that mid inhibitor fall. And this is at a very bad timing. The Lord is just used against away Vintage Victory. They're looking too good to win this game.
Now you agree, right? Why I wanna look inside his thoughts.
I don't blame you.
For Kia? Okay, this is why. Because on usual occasions, normal occasions, you wouldn't want to go into that, even though you are a Joy. But he knows that he's still ahead onto the goal. Holy Crystal onto the 9 minute already. Divine Glaive he got, so that is a very, very big fighting he already had, and he still was able to survive. This is the reason why the decision making that's coming through from Kia is always questionable, but it always works. But onto the other side, the Masatoro this time around cannot do anything. And this is also a good drafting coming through from the side of Vintage Victory, because they were forcing Masatoro to just play the Yishunshin, because what? They have the Gatot, they have the Joy already at one point, and they were trying to counter him so bad, and he's getting countered all across the board, and there's nothing that Artorio or even Romcom can do here, because Hilda early game, right?
Yeah, and even like lack of, I think, how to pull the lock still is one of the problems. But again, they're trying to overload the damage onto Kadera, he will fall once through his kill, but again Hercules is there. The AOG might drop at the right time, but no, they dashed away. But again, here comes Crimson Beacon with the Lantern Flare from Serene. Picks up Arturi, not Arturi, but Romcom, but he's through. High on HP, Kia against Win. No! It's not survive. While Sacred has to deal with the Lord, you can see the side of team.
Oh, Arthur.
Vintage Victory will still try to push, but Kia still survives. No way, Arturio cannot find it. Too bad for Sacred Shine, man. No way. I don't know.
Only if Bob had the ultimate there, right, at the multi-structure for a little bit of a reason. Look at that, Hercules might be in trouble, but it's gonna be okay. But good read coming through from Kia. He knows that he's gonna be chased down onto the bottom boost, so he went for the right boost. Wow, man, Art must be so confused. Oh, he's going again.
But against the Esmeralda, I think she can soak the damage, but again, she is still trying to dash in. He has the support from the team, but Ronco wants to dive in with Starfall. Gets the dive, but get the stun, but again, Arturio, he's a bit too ahead. And I think Bid might be in a very jeopardized position if he tries to engage without the flicker, because once he gets engaged on, or once he uses the RWM, he's like just sitting duck out there, right? So, might want to reconsider that, but again, Kia trying to dive in, Fate, as well as Bid needs to be very careful of Kia because he can come from any way. And what does Sacred Shine do? Like, they cannot stop the boy, can they?
They can't really do anything. Hercules taking a lot of damage, followed up by Romcom and Arturio too. Kia he's up to the task too in comparison to Dash. Yeah, this is also, I mean, it's because he was there, diving in onto 4 members, taking out the damage, but able to take them down too, and walking away with 1 HP, surviving. That is that is Kia special. But on to the other hand, though, Harriet is already for full builds for the side of Fate. He will be able to get out the damage done, but he's gonna be in need of a very good set. But who will be the one setting it up? Or either the RWM combination that they wanted to go for, but the RWM is only going to be cancelled out by Hercules or even Dash too when they walk in. Kadai is still just there, you know, to connect to the mid area.
Whoa. He's engaged, don't really want HP. The Winter Crown though will save it from long time. There comes AOG inside the RWM, but again Kia survives. But look at the fight team. Sacred Shine might get a very good advantage out of this. Again, Hercules falls. Dash is low on HP, even the rest of the 2 members are low. Kadera has to fall back, but the waves are not favoring the side of Team Sacred Shine. They need to recall, they need to save their Nexus while also try to pressure on taking the slot. But again, Serene and Dash are there, but look at Arturio trying to be the front line. He gets picked off, but it's still okay. But here comes Kia regening back his HP. Even the Kadera is low, but again, there is the Diamond Force. But Fate can take it down. Serene falls too. Once a thorough down to the ground, and Team Vintage Victory, they have full advantage. They have the base that they want. They can end right now. But again, Kadera gets taken down. Arturio does the God's work, but is it enough? Is it gonna be enough for Team Sacred Shine to hold on to this game longer? But oh no! There comes the RWM, and 2 of the members get locked in, but Dash still trying to take down. Wait, but the flicker will save him. Serene is definitely there, but all she can do is just gonna be watch as Team Sacred Shine takes 2 of the members of Team Vintage Victory inside their own base.
Finally, something that Sacred Shrine can do. The moment Fate have the full build, they were going for the green light to try to go for the attack, no matter who the member is gonna be. And you know what? Shutdown, a big shutdown onto Kia too. Very amazingly well done by Bid, getting another outplay here too. So they will be able to go for the contest onto the mode right now. Hercules is the member here, they're blitzing it.
Yeah, they're really trying to pushing it up, but again, Ranscrew will be low, but Hercules can this take it down. The Retribution should take the lot. Yes, it does. The Art of them drops down too to slow the members down, but again, Serene will get out with the Crimson Beacon while Team Sacred Shine needs to go back, and here comes Kia to deal the damage. Oh no! The immortality will be lost from Arturio, but again, here comes the reverse clapback from the side of Team Sacred Shine. Fate was going, but still the waves, guys, the waves. Sacred Shine, you need to clear them down before you take more fights. And they do that but again, close call for both the teams.
It's okay for vintage victory to take any fight that they want right now, because they have the long lanes and they have the advantage onto the turrets as well. Now the Evolve Law is gonna be much here. Sacred Shrine, they need to play this very careful. The outer turrets is what they wanted to focus on. Kia here, he doesn't really care that.
Oh no way, he gets the stun from the mountain shock at the donkey to disconnect, but no! Oh, he gashes out, but can he find an escape? No. This time the heroic play will not work. Team Sacred Shine has learned the tricks. They know what is under their sleeves and they will punish Kia. But at a very bad time, the Evolved Lord is marching from the bot lane. With this victory, they have a huge defense to make here, Debbie. But again, Romcom goes in with the Starfall. There is some force to just give enough pressure to take down the tier 1 onto the mid lane. Romcom onto the back lane, trying to look for a flank while Wansatur is pushing from the top. And again, you can see they're trying to push the members back so they cannot defend the towers. But again, Dash is low on HP, still trying to survive it. The ulti, but again, here comes an RWM slowing them down. This will be falling. Mid takes down the front lane while the Lord is marching at a very healthy HP. From the bot, the inhibitor might as well fall. Bid is there, so is Artorian. Here comes Romcom, might dive again with a Starfall. Wants to get the stun, yes he gets it, but again, there's no RWM. The Lord is already on HP. The waves comes crashing in from all the sides. Team Sacred Shrine might be able to end the game before the members are back onto the map. But again, this is not enough time. This will be enough for them to push with this wave. They're trying their best. There are 4 members trying to still defend. Team Sacred Shrine, they're all full strength. They're trying to help the base get near the place, but again, you can see Dash will lose his immortality. There is a summon force. Dash falls in the hands of Pain, and now it's a very difficult defense to make while more waves are coming in. Team Sacred Shrine are locking in the base, and it will be an over. Team Sacred Shrine comes back from the dust, from the back end, and they end the game and claim their victory in this game, number 1.
Amazingly well done, man. Secret Shrine. The big comeback that they were able to perform with the ways that they were drafting. Very greedy draft, and we were talking about how much of a scaling combination that they had. And now when they knew the moment that Fate had his full items up to the Lantern Flare, they were diving in, going directly onto one of the tankier member. They don't care. Hercules can be a dead rat if they are able to get out the damage done, and they were going full on in onto the jungler, onto the roamer. But MVP of the day, Fate.
Oh my god.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. Well played, though. I would say, like, really, like, I think, like, a lot of the plays, those RWMs were so good. Like, honestly, couldn't get better for Team Sacred Shrine.
I think on some cases you wouldn't be able to survive all of those coming through from the Joy, because you are always going to be targeted by the Joy. Kia, oh, he was doing so good, man. That was actually amazing play from Kia all the time. But you cannot really do that when you. I know the only targeting that he needed was onto Bid, and he was able to do that time and again. He was able to take them down to the back sides, onto Yeast, onto Wansatur, even onto Fade as well. But now that they have the scaling, they drag the game to the very late, which is not a very friendly environment for them, because they don't have a scaling hero, and Sacred Shrine have 3 of them, and one of them got the MVP too.
I think the green signal for Sacred Shrine was to get the Harith online. I think after only that, you even mentioned the fact, right, that once the Harith was online, that was a green signal for them. And I think even at the end, the damage from the Harith was just getting maximized with the damage that was already existing with the Eve, with the rest of the member too, right?
Perfect combination, man. The jungle, look at this. He have 13 kills, 5 deaths in 10. Meanwhile, for Wansatur, he doesn't really have much of a performance in this game so far. But yeah, he was playing into the losing side, of course. Oh man, this is so sad. 5-1-13 for Suwarin. He got the Sky Piece too, and he got the stacks as well. But they cannot really do it, because at one point of the time, the Nonchalant Mage was already online, and the RWM combination together with the Zamon Force was too much to handle, even for Hercules, even for the frontliners, and Hercules wasn't able to handle that. Even Kadera cannot do anything about those combinations either, because at that point it was already so late of a game, and they also have a little defenses here. So Artorius, Hercules, man.
He did good. I think the error was in the decision making of not taking the Lord, but rather just go for the base, and like that's where it completely got turned around, isn't it?
that is a mistake. Very rare coming through from Vintage Victory because they should have known better than to drag the game when they are so scaling. They shouldn't do it again. But the carry actually.
I'm sorry to do this again, Debbie, but I just saw somebody writing, vintage defeat, and I just lost my composure for a second. So sorry about that. But again, I think I think it was quite a good pun out there. Thank you for that word. It's a good one. But again, if you take out the damage dealers and everything, Debbie, see, most of the members from Sacred Shrine, except for Serene, too good on that Zushin. I think Ray, if he was here, he would have been proud of that Zushin, but still not enough to win the game.
Rom-com always wins on Esmeralda, man, I think. Somehow.
Is it a blessing?
Oh,
Debbie is still a Hellcut. Crazy, man.
I'm here though.
Hi, I can see you though. I mean, the people can't see you, but I can see you. That's a very big pun. But not a pun, but a good flex that I can give, Caster's privilege, guys. Cannot see Debbie, I can. So, again, the next game is still due. I feel Sacred Shrine, they got themselves back from a very tough spot. Like, they were down to almost having no inhibitors to winning this game. Oh, there you are. Like, it just suddenly got lighted up. And I was like, oh, my eyes. Okay. So, here we are. Here we are for the second game, of course. But I think if Vintage Victory, they can keep their momentum going. If they do not make those errors into those macro decisions, I think they can win the game as well, because they have a very good momentum going. And as much as I feel bad for Kia, I think them, rather than just trying to go for that base rush, was kind of a nail in the coffin, honestly.
Yeah, they should have known that the real action course would have been a deadly one with the base clearance. And I think it was just one Lord Purse that ended the game for Sacred Shrine 2. Yeah, there was freezing condition. An unusual occasion, you don't really drag out the game when they snowballed very hard. They were actually winning here and there. And they decided to lose out the discipline into the later part, which they had into the early games, and lose out the vote on goal. And without knowing, Bait was already full built. Artorio was picking up here and there, even though he was more of the early games. But yeah, he was able to find a visions here and there with the Hilda too. And the sole frontliners Rom-com kind of worked it out because he was able to join everyone away. But let's see how the second game will be bringing upon us, because this game just got exciting.
I mean, I thought for a second that, Sacred Shrine had lost the game. I mean, the way Vintage Victories were playing was just too good. Like, I didn't see any kind of weakness or any kind of flaw from them until and unless they made that, huge error onto that, not taking the Lord and just go for the base end. Because yes, they got enough advantage, but still, I think, in a way, it's still not worth it. But again, you can see the top priorities. The Garud Kacha definitely worked. Even, I think, having those top priorities, heroes did not do them enough justice, right? They had 3 of them, to be exact. 2 of them were bans, of course, but Vintage Victory, they had 3 of those top priorities heroes, but still, like, not enough to actually win in the late game. That really shows that how important it is for a scaling draft to be impactful in the late game, right? And again, speaking from what we saw in the last game, I think for Sacred Shrine, they bought themselves enough time to actually let their composition get to the, scaling. So if they can actually slow the game down another way, I think it can be a lot more important for them as well. But again, taking a look at the bans, you can see the Garud Kacha will be off limits this time.
Actually, I thought Hilda is going to be removed here. And I think, Vintage Victory can just let go of the Lancelot and pick up the Zero for themselves if it's a good scenario. So they can ban out a different hero. But Hilda has to go for Sacred Shrine. They cannot put it into the hands of Hercules. Lapu is a very favorite ban for Vintage Victory too, because they know that Fate and Rom-com can play it. What could be a good ban here? They are the
Lancelot.
Lancelot.
Where is the Lancelot ban? Where is the Hayabusa ban? Where is the Fredrin ban? I don't see them at all now. Like, oh, see the Yu Zhong though. Are you really sure letting go of the series, Debbie? Would you?
It's okay. No, it's okay. Honestly speaking, I think Vintage also can let go of the last slot tournament at this point. Because, oh no, never mind, they don't want the joy. It's okay then.
I'm still smelling a Eve first pick. I don't know why. A Eve or maybe a. I don't see a Ethan Shin as a first pick. I think if they want to prioritize something, it should better be the Eve, or maybe Esmeralda.
Wow.
Okay, still good. Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Esmeralda first pick though. Eve is definitely out there. Kimi also. Esmeralda first pick, huh? Okay. Still a flex.
Lucky
right?
charm you said. Lucky charm you said for Romcom, right?
Grok and Zushin is gone, right? Grok and Esmeralda are already there, so
I think Grok and Eve would be the best option here.
Kimi or Eve.
I think the Eve much better though. Or if they can just, if they want, they can pick up the Hayabusa, but I think too much of a risk. Maybe go for the Fredrin, but if they go for the Fredrin, then Sacred Shrine will instantly lock in the Eve. So yes. Oh, okay. Lunox.
They could have picked the Luna really late because they already have the Grok. But it's okay, that's gonna be a great combination into the mid side, but the clearance is definitely gonna be lesser. So these can be an Eve or beat again. Eve or a Van Satoru hero. Now that the Grok is already there, Fanny,
Even YSS. I think if they pick the YSS, then again Hayabusa.
Yeah, that is what. I think they can prioritize the assassins rather than the.
Maybe the CC. I don't know the CC.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of CC for Super Coin because they make plays a lot.
Okay, Khalid.
Oh, Khalid for Grog, and yeah, like we said, the Eve is definitely a good option. Beat it right there. It could have been better if it hits got the Eve, man. This time around, the range is definitely there.
I think they cannot go for. I think they should not go for the Bedrin at this point. So might as well pick an assassin.
Because yeah, it has to be assassins. Either the Hayabusa or maybe even the Joy too.
Hayabusa it is like. I think it's best to get the Hayabusa to mark the Eve. Very easy though. Like sitting dark. That's always right.
Exactly. But then again, Secret Shrine. Okay. They have to ban the jungles now, right? Fanny ban?
Fanny, YS's, or maybe Fanny and the Fredrin, because this Fredrin is looking too good in this draft. Like he can get the taunt, and from the Eve's ultimate, it's very difficult to get out as it is. And then there is a Khalid with the Raging Sandstorm. Like too much of a chain CC for the side of Team Sacred Shrine. So either get rid of the Fredrin or maybe the Baxia. Like I don't think the Baxia will be that impactful. But again, like it is a Lunox, right?
Okay, they remove all the Guinevere instead, so they kind of play to the laser. Oh man, is this a possible boss? Yeah, because they went away the X-Borg. Hey. Alright. For Vintage, what is they should ban out another jungle? Banning? Because it's Hayabusa that they are using. They want another farming because Joey is not an option for one anymore.
I think the options that you can actually go for would still be reverting those into those assassins. But if you talk about the assassin, I think the Suyu can work pretty well against the Hayabusa. If they just want to like, clearly win the 1v1 against the assassin, because the Suyu can cancel out the ultimate in a way with the blade, the first skill that is, and again, it comes down to the risk factor. The Harith would be removed this time around. But then again, there are like more ways for Team Sacred Shrine to actually pick up into this draft. As you can see, the Nathan is open, the Grandeur is open. Fade, if he wants, he can still go for those heroes. The Lapu is off the limits, of course, but the CC then again is available. Oh, Vintage Victory, they actually pick up a lead game hero this time around, the Grandeur. But I think at this point, I would definitely want to pick up the TC or maybe even some kind of a marksman for the side of Team Sacred Shrine if they are not going for an assassin row or jungle match.
Another Eastern Sin would be struggling here. Fanny is a good option that they can go for a marksman for Fate. Because I think Khalid Esmeralda is enough for the line. Wait. there's a good combination with the RWM and they ban it away directly with the Harriet. So maybe the Claude. I don't know, but I'm just saying the Claude could work. But
Not the
there's-
Claude. Maybe the Brody. I don't know. The Brody is too risky. Maybe, right?
It must be.
I am not
they
the only
cannot go
one
for the
down
Claude
by
here
this
because
chain.
of
I
the
saved my nation.
Movies
from
plus
falling
the
apart.
YSS is regardless.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Okay, they couldn't really go for the Grot because the Claude because of the Grot. Okay, so this is gonna be another marksman. Marksman gold lane. Esmeralda, the last pick for the XP here to go against the Phobius. What is good?
But again, against that, I think they cannot go for the Arlot ones. They
No,
cannot go for. They can actually go for the CC if they want to, but then again, less sustain. Apart from that, they can actually pick up the Alice. Somewhat good, somewhat bad. 50-50. What?
I think Alice could work here because of the Eve. Oh man, Uranus was the last one
Uranus.
I had in mind, but I would love to if they prioritize Alice.
I think Alice, like,
highest win rate
I don't know why. You know what, Debbie? I don't know why, but teams are sleeping on Alice. Like, what reason though? The Alice is so good, right?
It is good. I mean, 27 video.
27,
Now it's
20,
27,
27, yeah.
27. But at least could have been. Oh wait, at least Onyx. He was consistent on using the Alice then. But not these two teams. They don't want the Alice. But honestly speaking, the Uranus. I had in mind that the Uranus could be here, but they kind of need another crowd control that can work together with the Uranus. I mean, the Grog. I'm not complaining. There could be a little bit of a sustain that they're looking for, but the Uranus against an Esmeralda, or wait, it's not. It's gonna be a Phobius. Okay, this is gonna be a dead land into the XP side. Assassin's first turtle is definitely gonna be important. More important for the decision rather than the higher. So vintage victory. They have to deny this control into the hands of Secret Shrine. They'll be able to do it with the Grok, but still the Khalid is always gonna mirroring out what the Grok is gonna be doing. So there's
I like how Kadira is sleeping on that picture, you know. Sorry, that is off topic again. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we will be heading into the game number 2, into this lower bracket finals at the Saga that is in the True International, as we see which team will actually qualify into the grand finale as we speak of. Because this is going to be a very important game. We need to see who will be the one meeting Team Onyx Esports. And again, taking a look at the emblems, do you see anything that stands out of the ordinary for you, Debbie?
everything is healthy. Everything is normal. Yeah, there's a lot of damage onto the Luna there. Killing spree for Vatsatora is an not rom-com, wait. He changed it up because he wants to have the damage onto the Esmeralda as well. A little bit of thinking of my dash too, but this time around I think Cadera will be having a bad level to his because he will be busy with and he will be busy onto them as well. It's gonna be a steal onto the little Kriya. Level 3 steal for Kia. He needs to have the early game so that he'll be able to get out the shadow first, but there's no insta burst for the Hayabusa except for the Eve, and the Eve is only going to be so.
Wait. Whoa. Artreus, like, he's getting melted down so quickly, right? That's from, I think, Artorio, but again, he might be in trouble. He gets a shadow onto his locked him, but Logi Shadow is not really there, so he needs to get back. Could have been a very bad situation that Artorio might have found himself, but again, he's holding on to the flickers. It's still a pretty good game, but again, the turtle is started by the side of Team. Krishan is very low, and I think it might be just a free connect. Oh, look at the start, it connects so perfectly onto his dash, so, but again, he goes back in. Oh, wait, Artorio might not HP flickers out, but oh, here comes the flicker from Dash. He takes him down, but again, once a throw, can you back it down? Mr. Dash is just too tanky, right? But again, Serene might be low, the knockup does not really connect, but here comes the wall from Hercules locking them down, the Infernal Curse is being used up, but it might be end of road for Romcom. Can you run anymore, Mr. Romcom? Not today, as Hercules pick up another kill.
Amazing. amazingly well started by Secret Shrine, but they did take out 2 kills across the board for the side of Vintage Victory, so that's going to be an okay one. Once ago, trying to get the farm as fast as necessary because you know you want to have a goal lead against the Hayabusa, so that is what their Elysian team ought to do. Let's get over there just so
Oh, he's looking a bit trouble, but again, Hercules is low as well, so for both the teams, they will be kind of in a pickle again. You can see Hercules is just holding on to his skill. He just got the level 4, but Fates is not today. He gets taken down, but again, Serene gets rolled out perfectly by Artorio, and this is giving so much of a pressure. This Khalid pick alone is putting so much pressure on the side of Team Vintage Victory, so they need to really watch out for this Khalid. So far, I think both the teams, they're getting some equal trade here and there, but again, Kia is like not having any mercy in his own jungle, but they'll be able to pick up the orange buff. But again, you can see Serene gets engaged on, instantly uses the brilliance to survive. So more close calls for the side of Team Vintage Victory though.
Yeah, they are onto the tip of the toes, almost falling off the cliff right here because of the game he is going to do. Victoria have the lead. He's so active all across the places, and I don't think he is really having the best time of his life into his own jungle because he's still level 5, and it's already a good level for Toro. And yeah, this is exactly the opposite of what he did into the previous game, level 7-1, but what lane.
Dash, he's getting engaged on, but has enough sustain, can reach and back. But again, look at the other side of Big Charge connect on the Artorio, but still find the escape. He gets taken down, but again, here comes the Artifice, slowing down Hercules, picking us out. But again, Sorin cannot survive. Kia is trying to run with the shadow, but how long is going to be the question. But again, you can see Dash trying to use the consecration to chunk the HP down. But again, 4 members are there in the vicinity by the side of Team Sacred Shine. They're also focused on taking the turtle, so Kia cannot even get nearby. So this should be a free turtle. But again, no, Hercules! He get melted down. Big picks up a kill, and with this Sacred Shine, they equalize the score on the board.
Yeah, that was amazingly well done. That is created by Secret Shine. See the girls already in, and we can see that Fate already gotten down the talisman, so he will be able to spin out to the ultimate, not the ultimate, the skills as fast as possible. Oh, they are going for the rapid boots. That is going to be a little bit of a heal and movement speed that he wants. I would like if he was trying to protect more easier rather than anything else on the wall. With the end, with the Artorio.
Wait, there is the Flake through Raging Storm gets in, but look at Kia. No way, he's getting out of that. Fate steals the Fate for him once again. This is the second time he has done that, but again, the intensity might be too much for this game as we are going in for a pause. Debbie, I think he's just getting choked inside his own jungle. Like, what do you do about that? Like, you're not found.
Yeah, that's actually like, yeah, something really different. And I think Secret Shrine are kind of reading out that if Kia doesn't really have out the damage, the side of Vintage, they struggle a lot, and they are playing on it. They are abusing that, and they're not letting Kia get the farm onto the Hayabusa. He was meant to have a free farm and get the damages done, and then have the damage so that he'll be able to take bit down too. And that cannot really happen because Artorio is onto always his jungle, and Van Satoru, even with the Yisunshin, he know he can trust out onto this mid lanes, and they are trying to force them all of the time into their own jungle, and that is absolutely a good way to start on to those early game against Vintage Victory. And I think they are reaching out how to deal with Vintage Victory as well, because now Kia, I don't think he's really able to do anything that he didn't. And I think this time around, yeah, they might eventually try to go for a game and have a good way, because this time, man, there's gonna be another kill to the hands of Hedera on Team right now. Fate though, mega kill, he will be able to get that kill on the block. Hedera, quicker away.
Yeah, push away, but still trying to survive. But as you can see, that's some good trades coming in for Sacred Shine once again. I would say like they're really doing well, but again, Kia needs to focus on getting his jungles, because so far he has not been able to do so much. Like as an assassin, I think he's not having the best start into this game, so he needs to focus more on getting the split push. But again, you can see Artorio trying to put the pressure on towards him. Hercules is not being able to, revert back all the engages that are coming through, because they are coming in from so many angles. Like, what do? You're just a single croc and you just have a tech charge. You have a wall though, but again, oh wait, Avan Satoru wants to go back in. But again, Kia will be able to keep the damage control, will not let the turret getting pushed. But again, onto the back lane, Fate jumps in with a Starfall. But that might be it, did not want to get too much. But again, Dash is engaged on by what's a lot of damage getting through, but able to heal back up. The mid lane still stands intact. So you can look at Fate, he's trying to push the tier 1 onto the bot lane, and Kia cannot do much. He needs to get back while Fate is still pushing. And even Team Sacred Shrine, they're in the vicinity, the turtle will be spawning, so I think they should be able to defend the lane as for now. But again, what about the turtle? Can they secure it? I don't see too many ways for them to.
Yeah, they can't really go for the contest here right now, because every place we can see Artorio is checking it out, he's just scouting out the bushes if there is any available surfaces out there. And this time around, Kia will be playing out the long range side that he usually does. The Warrior.
Oh, but again, he's able to get out with the brilliance, but enough of the skills have been baited out. He is not even near the turtle, but so I think one should be getting at that. But the 4-man tech charge goes in, but no follow-up. The Artem dropped in. The flicker as well as the dash from the chaos, so from the darkening will save Sorin for now, but Hercules is low on HP, and now wants to defend the jungle. We need to say goodbye to that, Kia, and no purple buff for him. So Team Sacred Shrine, they're really leading the charge as they're maximizing their goal lead and even putting pressure onto lanes across the map.
It was a weird decision for the victory to go for the second when Kia was already on the top of speed. He might be getting caught to the wall though. The brilliance already been caught again with lane way out.
Oh, he was low! Here comes the flicker play, but no, Arturio! You do not have anyone to follow you up, but again, there comes this engage from the Mountain Shocker, but flicker from Kadera will save him down, but there's no one to punish Satoru, even though he's extended all by himself. You can see the lead Sacred Shrine has built for themselves, can let them do anything they want without getting punished much often. But again, Kia wants to go in. There goes the shadow kill, but can he secure the kill? No! The clutch flicker from Bear just too good this time around. Kia needs to find an escape. Bear is on towards stealing him down. Find the kill. Nothing that can Team Vintage Victory do about that. But again, Dash is trying to get out. But the mid tier 1 will fall from the side of Team Sacred Shrine. So that's a bit of a more map space Team Vintage Victory will be able to buy themselves.
That was a good cosplay going through from Beat as well. Oh man, it would have been so good for Kia if he was able to get the damage and get beat down, but that flicker was a cut save and he will still be able to hang on to his life. But that's on the other hand and able to show finally that this is coming through from the side of Secret Shrine right now. Look at that. Art in a very great position if he tries to go for a little bit of contest, and I don't think they are very aware, but Warren, get a jump.
Oh, there's a jump again, but Hercules is trying to chunk it down or take the damage as much as possible. But there comes RWM and Hercules might be in a bit of trouble. But look at the backline, there's already an engage coming from Dash, but 2 members fall. Kia finally find an assassination, but they're really clumped up together. There goes Fade inside the team fight. The Devil Blow does not have a flicker. Falls in the hands of side of Team Sacred Shrine, and 1 more kill, 2 more, make it 3 soon enough, but not yet. But again, you can see the clap back from side of Team Vintage Victory will come through. Kia wants to go back in, but instantly goes back out. Fade wants to jump on towards Kia, but cannot find the angle to get him stunned up. But again, Dash taking the damage while also trying to protect the mid tier 1. But I think Sacred Shrine might just burst him down very quickly if they cannot be getting out of there. Hercules back in the map, but he goes into the dick charge. Gets the knockup, able to secure the turret for a little bit longer, but Romco jumping inside the turret will fall now. Kia can go back in, but does not have the Shadow kill anymore. He needs to back out. Team Vintage Victory, they cannot punish the members of Team Sacred Shrine just yet.
Only one replied that they were able to take Romcom down, but still in favor for the side of Sacred Shrine yet again, because the law is already up and they're trying to look in.
Oh, again! There goes the brigade! Phoenix on 1, Sorin falls! Vintage Victory! They cannot find the clapback, but again, Kia goes in with Ogishanagil, makes the kill ontowards Mid! And that's the mid lane in the town, but look at that, he's trying to soak in the damage, he's also trying to get out at the same time, but can this get the Lord is still a question. 1 member down from the side of the Sacred Shrine and 2 from the side of Team Vintage Victory. Kia, can he find the impossible? Oh wait, Arthur is low on HP, if they want they can do something, but again, Fade is stating them down, zoning them out, he's doing a very good job, goes up the turret with the Starfall! Buys enough time for Vintage Victory to not even contest for this Lord, and Sacred Shrine lands themselves another Lord to get the advantage.
Amazing. perfectly well done, Secret Shrine. Oh man, I think Kia also have a focus on Bit right now because whenever Bit is down, he'll be able to focus on him so that he will be able to get a good team fight set on. But then again, there's a lack of damage coming through from the side of Vintage Victory here. Of course, the Grander already have all the items here yet again, but the damage coming through from Fade onto this Esmeralda with a tank kill too. He was able to get a good jump, and the combination with the RWM also perfectly well done. And one dance, and it's all a damage coming through here. Might be in trouble right now, Shadow.
Oh, he's trying to escape while the Lord is also marching down. But look at Fate, he does not care. Oh, Arturi goes in there.
Oh!
Sacred Shine just too good on to shutting down this Hayabusa. You cannot move. They're throwing each and everything. The Lord does get cleared out, but Team Vintage Victory, they do not have the advantage. Now struggling to defend against 5 members of Sacred Shine. They're really having their back against the wall as more minion waves are marching down. The bot inhibitor needs to get cleared out, but the second tier onto the mid lane will fall. And with this, Vintage Victory will lose more map space, more map control is given to the side of Sacred Shine as they are taking the last second tier that was standing in the top lane.
I don't think Kia really has a space to pass anymore. The market is caught to the side. A lot of pushing things going to Sacred Shine right now, and the Vintage Victory, they can't really go. They can't really go in for the another anything because. Oh wait, what? Satoru?
What? He gets taken down. A good assassination coming in, and this might be the trigger for Team Vintage Victory. Gets a good tech charge, but no one to follow up. Dash is doing the zoning, but again, Fade is all by himself. But can you punish Esmeralda? That chunky? Not yet. But again, Team Sacred Shine, they need to get back out at the same time. But again, Fade might be in trouble. Oh, Kia wants to go in, but I think he does not have the Shadow Kill anymore, right? He just used it against Mansaturo, so he needs to wait.
It was amazing that after all those one-liners, Kia was able to get a kill onto one Satoru. Oh my god, that is also a shutdown as well. And yeah, that could have been an amazing turn of events. So they are still able to stand with 3 inhibitors of them still standing. Even though it's weak now, there's still time for them. The law is what they're gonna do here. If they give another law into the hands of Secret Shrine, their inhibitors will be gone, and it's gonna be die for Kia too. He might be onto something here though. He knows the position of one Satoru right now. Not much of a showy game, but that's gonna be the vision. Kia, Artorio.
Oh no, he gets put under but able to get out with a quad shadow, but again getting tailed by 5 members. He's trying to find an escape, but where do you even go? The mountain choker turns him down and Kia bites the dust, he falls while Fade is still trying to zone him out, but Dash might be too much of a trouble. The next shot does connect onto the Fade, but still Dash can find an escape, and there goes! One more engage from Fade, he's able to buy enough time, 2 members fall, and with this 3, in fact falling from the side of Team Vintage Victory, Sacred Shine, they have a mammoth advantage now. They can want, if they can push the game to end, they would, but will they, because they do not have the minion waves backing them up. You can see 2 members still standing, Serene plus Hercules, can he find the defense? Again, Sorin goes in with the help of Hercules, but not really enough as Fade picks up a double kill, and this is a 2-0 victory for Sacred Shine to take as they move to the grand finale of the saga in the True International.
Amazing. That was the redemption arc that we are talking about for the side of Sacred Shrine. Damn, 2-0 is the score. A clean match coming through for this side as well. With the picks, with the draft that they have made for themselves, they are able to start with early aggression. They were able to start with good aggression, and they were able to put down so much of a momentum coming through from the side of Vintage Victory, and they weren't able to do anything. MVP Fate onto the Esmeralda. Ice Queen, still good. Ice Queen.
I mean, we talked about this, right? Give him the fighter, give him the marksman, like, doesn't really matter. He's paid at the end of the day, right?
His Fate, man, amazing. Engages were amazing. I think most of the time, if you see Artorio, he doesn't really rely on Sandstone. They were more using it as a distractor, and then the real engage comes from Bid together with Fate yet again with different heroes this time around. It's the Eve and the Esmeralda combination. Look at this. the damage are too much coming through from both of them, and they are able to perform so well. Okay, it's also a Sky Pacer into the hands of Masatoro, no wonder. Amazingly well done. 10k gold
He
was the
he,
hand.
he is one of those YSs who will build it anyway. Whether he lose, whether he wins, like it's gonna be there, man.
YS is still up to the par. We talked about Kadera more focused onto the fighters rather than the marksmen, and I think that is where Fate have the upper hand, and he did. Look at this, Esmeralda have more damage than the Granger and more gold than the Granger, and of course, he was all over the places.
I think one way which Sacred Shrine kind of cracked the code against Team Vintage Victory is like shutting down Kia, not letting him farm at all. Like, don't give him any opportunities, don't give him the chance to actually do anything, and you're good to go. You're good to win. Like, if the marksman is getting more farm than the assassin, like, what you do in such scenarios, isn't it, Debbie? Because
Yeah.
if you think about it, the team also enabled him to do that, but at the same time, he himself was so aggressive.
Exactly. That's why I was also kind of hating out the Lunox here, because there's no spacing for the Lunox to deal out the damage, right? He's always gonna be busy escaping, always the brilliance that popped most of the time because of the jump from Fate and Artorio as well. I think this time around Art, he did so much for the team. The spacing, the clearance, the damage also up to the par. And Romcom has been the supporting role there. And this is also the reason why I hated out the Uranus, because of the leg of crop control that these people have. It doesn't matter. They don't care about the Uranus anymore. He's just there. And they're just focusing on the backlines, and he's been completely ignored too. You don't want to
Damn.
do that. Look at this Fate. Oh,
I see too many Fate, man. I see too many Fate on the screen. Somebody stop this guy. But again, Debbie, the question we started, right? Will it be a redemption arc or will it be a domination, absolute domination? I think Sacred Shrine, they did what was necessary when it mattered the most, right? Winning out on the lower bracket finals and reaching the grand finale. Like, after getting defeated by the same team twice, now they're back up and defeating them in a 2-0 fashion.
exactly. Oh, wow. This is the reason why, you want to face your opponent twice. Because the second time around, you already know them. And I think
Yep.
that's happening for Sacred Shrine. There's also a big factor for Sacred Shrine that can come through for him as well, because they are so good in improvising themselves into the games, and they are so good in adjusting to the opponent's play style. If you give them any other hero, any other gods right now, they might eventually lose out, but they'll be able to win it out the second time around, because at that point already they know who their opponents are. And that is how they always improved, and how they always adjust to the playstyles that can come through here. Because in this game also, right, they were more focused on Kia rather than any other.
I think focusing on Kia was the main strategy for this game. More so because he was an assassin, and the Hayabusa, if he does not have the shadow, if he does not have the escapability, he's pretty much very, vulnerable hero to get onto, and you can easily get down. But I think we are talking about the Hayabusa, but I also would like to mention about the Hellcut, because Debbie is still not on the screen with me, so I feel a little bit sad because I'm not getting my eyes blinded by the brightness that she can, provide to our screen. But again, we'll be back with the scoreboard, and this is the ranking right now. You can see, right, Debbie, all the games are 2-0 for some reason, and I hope tomorrow is not like 3-0 or whatever. Like
No.
that would be sad.
That would be sad, so sad. I think Onyx Paradox, they do have the chance to win out Secret Shrine today.
Oh wait,
And what?
wait, Debbie. I just want to mention one more fact. I see what Sacred Shrine were doing. They wanted to eliminate all the Bangladeshi team out here. See, it's all part of their plan.
They were understands. They were the giants that were facing it now. The real giant will come through tomorrow. That's gonna be Sunday. Everyone is gonna be free and witness it.
And
Onyx
I hope
Paradox,
Debbie is not being biased on that game.
I am not gonna be, because whenever I am back, it just ends a little bit bad. mean,
Oh
because today
no.
I said that I want Vintage Victory to go through, right? Because no hate, because
Okay.
Secret Shrine, I know
This is
they won't win, and look at that. They
so
did it
so
on
this is
purpose.
this is the this is the this is the reverse curse that you're using. The
Yeah,
miracles,
right.
the mirror curse, huh? And the mirror
No, that
blaze.
was.
Like this is like the depth curse and the depth blaze. Bless. Okay, I see. I see. We're
I was
coming with
saying
new
that.
new times. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some teams got to pay me to predict.
Sheesh. I see. I see. Debbie with the
Sack-
corruption. Debbie with the bribery already. Okay, Debbie.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
what we want to win. But
Yeah.
damn, a good series that we had. It would have been fun if we had one more, right? That could have been like the chance to
Yeah.
sign for Kia.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I mean, it's
hopefully
sad that
it is
it's a best of three is a sad thing, but again, this is all we get. Unfortunate for the Bangladeshi teams, even after coming this close into the playoffs and not qualifying for the grand finale, is a very, I think, disheartening for them. But guess what? There has to be some of a decision that has to be made, and that decision has to be made in the game. It is not somebody can predict. It's not somebody that can actually foretell beforehand, right? So in a way, this is what we have on the screen. This will be the final results, and the two teams already waiting in the grand finale will be facing each other off tomorrow at the True International Saga, right? So I think we have pretty good teams in our hands, despite the other teams have already had to say us goodbye. I think there's again a next time that they can actually they can show what they are made of, what they can actually pull through, isn't it, Debbie?
Yep. Amazing lift, amazing journey that we had. So I can't believe tomorrow is our finals and two of the best teams that we had in this tournament so far. Oh wait, it's the toppers into the group stage that are facing the finals right there. Amazing. This is what we're actually looking forward to. We got to say goodbye, so victory for Secret Shrine, but one more giant is tomorrow and then losing it.
I know you're excited about that, but we'll see how does it go. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to put an end to this show that we have started tonight. But before we end, Debbie, is there anything you want to say? A good luck messages to your favorite team as well, or to your favorite player?
Oh, okay. I'm
Mhm.
not gonna be biased tomorrow because I don't want to be the judge. I mean, tomorrow, guys, we'll be having the finals, grand finals, by the way, best 5, and it is gonna be between Onyx Paradox and Secret Shrine, as you see right now at 7 p.m. And we're gonna be witnessing them live here. I'm gonna be casting or not, I don't know. You'll find out tomorrow. But that
But you
was
will
it
be
for
cheering the teams.
I will be cheering the teams if I am not
Yes, sir.
here. I won't say which,
Yes.
but yes.
Mhm. But guys, in
I-
case you missed it out, once again, sorry, Debbie, to cut you off. I'll give you a chance, don't worry. In case you missed it out, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow at 7 p.m. live on this channel
Yep.
is going to be the grand finale of Saga of True International, of course. So don't forget to be there. It's going to be Onyx versus Team Sacred Shrine. So actually forgot the second half of the name. I think it's Onyx Esports, Onyx Paradox, either of the one. So Debbie, you can correct me when I'm again trying to remember it. So Onyx Paradox, yes. So yes, be there, watch the games, and be part of this amazing journey that we all have started together, and waiting for it to end to find the one team or the one nation that will claim the title of the victor amongst all these nations that have participated. I think we had 6 nations, right, Debbie, that participated?
Yeah.
Or yeah, 6 nations. So, or maybe 6 nations. Yeah, correct.
It is. You're right. But with this, I think we're bound to close out. 2 O's that we have seen so far, not so much. So I hope we're trying Onyx Paradox, 2 greatest teams that we have in this tournament. So let's see how it will go. So before that, we will like to say our goodbyes. We will be coming back for tomorrow, like it or not. But yeah, this is me, Shinru, and Debbie will be signing on.
Yep.